on the road of Barovia east. You met two strange children that took you into a house. And the house shut its doors. You guys found a ghost. The children eventually led you downstairs. You found their bodies. And you guys were starting to get drained a lot, though. Some of you, like Mist, are completely out of spells. And there's a strange chanting happening in the dungeon. It's coming from below you. And you guys are right now going to roleplay about 5 to 10 minutes of your final rest. And I will send your characters whispers on particular stuff. I guess.
So I guess the new rules is don't touch anything randomly.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned.
I have a bit of a plan, everyone. Sinros is going to send Peanut, his familiar. I came up with that name. Hope everyone likes it. It's what's happening. His familiar Peanut, and I think I could scout out most of the dungeon using it. So maybe we don't get surprised by as many things because we've been popped up on twice now.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds smart.
Another thing, as we have been sitting here, I have found the scrolls that I have identified the scrolls that we were looking at upstairs. DM, I assume it's fine. I assume that was done within the first 10 minutes of the rest, based on what you told me. Okay.
You've already identified the scrolls.
I really don't have any use for these scrolls personally. They can't be added to my spell book, and they really aren't that useful in my hands. But I have a scroll of Bless, Protection from Poison, and Spiritual Weapon. Protection from Poison. Who needs them?
I think I can use the protection from poison one.
Esmeralda, I sent you a private message.
Yeah. I was waiting for them to steal the scrolls.
Just keep doing this. You know, it's going to take a few minutes, guys.
Okay.
But imagine your characters are all sitting around. There's barely enough light to fill the room. I mean, you're hearing this crazy chanting.
Right, so Esmeralda gets the protection from poison. Who wants Bless, and anyone else want Spiritual Weapon, or does someone want both?
How do squirrels work? How do skulls rolls up paper? Sorry, my halfling kind of pops out sometimes. It's really annoying. Do you need to be a magic user to use the papers? The scrolls.
Noni can talk about it.
If they're in your spell list, you can cast them normally. However, if they're not in your spell list, they require a DC check to see if you can roll if you can actually cast it, or if it just kind of explodes on you.
Okay.
So
I'll take the sword one.
The Spiritual Weapon?
Yeah.
The cleric or paladin would be good for Bless. Clerics would be good for...
I could take blast too then. Do we have two clerics? I'm the only cleric, right?
Is that Miss talking? Sorry, I'm so used to voices.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can have them both if you want, or that's up y'all's wheelhouse more than mine. So between you and, I guess, Marcus would be the only ones I would know who successfully use those easily.
Yeah, I think you got me and Esmeralda mixed up. This is Noni. Esmeralda, can you cast Protection from Poison?
No, I cannot.
Okay. I'll take that one then, because that makes it easier. If it's already on your spell list, you don't have to worry about it.
So, just so you guys are aware, when we fought that armor, it reminded me of things I've known called mimics, which are like monsters that can impersonate other things, if you will. And this house in itself seems not only to be full of one, but considering the fact that we are dying by touching things, the house itself might have something larger here, and we need to find our way out.
You think we're inside a mimic?
That is a possibility.
I just heard stories. Pappy told me about this, but I didn't know they were real. That's scary. That's terrifying. Just frisbee swiping Jamie, killing it. Cleaning.
There's also something else down here. I'm not sure what it is, but it has something to do with the forest and the tree.
Forest And a tree.
My forest, my home forest,
Oh.
great forest, and the great father, grandfather tree. Something to do with that, and I'm not sure what.
I think either way, I want to just be out of the house. I don't like being digested.
All I know is that this house is evil, and Thorn and Rose must be given a proper burial.
You mean those children? I think we should have killed them outside.
They're,
That's
ar-
not very nice.
they're already dead.
Exactly. Monsters, all of them.
I don't remember. Where were the bones that we last saw them?
They're upstairs on the 4th floor.
Oh.
Or in the
They're
attic.
in
You
their
left
bed.
there. You guys just went downstairs. The ghost showed you where to go downstairs. That's where you were attacked by the shadows.
So I hope we don't run into more of those. Sinros does not like shadows.
After your rest, you want to go gather the bones?
I would like to, but I just don't think we can get back upstairs.
You haven't tried.
No. No, we haven't.
You guys are still resting. I put out the time cube to kind of represent it.
I
I'm
would
not
like
re-
to go and
Oh, there's-
figure out what's going on in that basement.
We are in the basement, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we're in the basement.
But we hear something below us, correct?
That is
Basement
correct.
to basement.
There's some chanting coming from somewhere. It's distant, and it sounds like it's coming from below.
There's a basement to the basement.
Double basement.
What I said.
Who here? Let's change your model, Irina. Change your model to have the torch effect.
Okay.
If you're saying this place is a mimic, then we might be just going deeper into it.
Well, we have to find out what's keeping it together.
If we kill the heart, we can get out.
Exactly.
Irina, you seem to be on fire. Are you
Oh my-
okay?
It's fine. It's
Oh
fine.
my!
It's the torch.
just-
Don't you like
I'm
some
just
smoke
smoking.
inhalation?
I'm just smoking, you know?
I'll have to tone that one down. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Sinros is over here using control flames to make it into safety
I'm a
floors.
firebender.
A little safer.
You
I
hear
do feel honor bound to call this out, DM. If I right click and rotate my mouse, I can see in the room.
yes, if you're trying to like squeeze, you can, of course, you know, it's not perfect, guys. It is what it is.
I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Thank you. There's ways to cheat around it. And you hear some scratching coming, you know, Marcus's way. You know, as Marcus is kind of standing guard, you're scratching coming from the room down there. As you guys are just about to complete your rest.
So
Now,
some
Noni,
rest-
by the way, you are fully encumbered. You have a speed of 0 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta keep holding on to that bear-skinned rug.
I would like to give it to someone else to hold for right now.
I have too much weight. I don't think I could handle.
Not it.
50 pounds, you say? Yeah, I'll take 50 pounds off you.
Thank you.
How do I add a scroll? Is it any equipment?
Go to equipment, then manage equipment, then search for item.
You have to find the appropriate scroll level and just change the name to what you want.
All I know is I haven't slept in almost a full day.
That's
It's
not
like
true.
4 or 5 in the morning.
It's 4 or 5 in the morning. You guys left through the gates of Barovia at about 10:30 in the morning. Then you lost track of time. But you're not totally fatigued. That's why I have the military time in there. So, Sinros has been able to identify. I posted that on our Discord about how identification works to help speed it up. So it helps out because I don't want that to be like a bottleneck for you guys. Items and things like that. And I guess some minor items, you don't even need to identify them. You can just manipulate them over a short rest. What do you guys do?
Does everyone feel rested?
Yeah, I'm good. Finished.
And you
Get
hear
out
it.
of this.
In the holster.
As you guys start to gather yourself off the floor, the candelabras in the room are lighting the room. The candlelight flickers eerily in the room as you hear this unwavering chant just kind of echo throughout the dungeon.
Okay. Do we want me to scout using my familiar around this place before we start running through too many things?
Yeah, why don't you send in your adorable peanut?
But before you guys can even go,
Oh god.
Oh no.
You kidding?
the house or the basement or whatever opens up 2 doors.
Bruh.
2 gas. Now I'm going to link what they look like. But one of them, as you just kind of getting up, you're able to look down the room because you heard the scratching coming from this room down there. And I'm going to link you the pictures of what these look like. One of the figures looks familiar.
God.
It was me.
Drool. It looks like Mr. Durst. Someone or something trapped Mr. and Mrs. Durst in here.
Are they alive?
They are undead.
Oh.
And I'm going to show you what a picture of a ghast looks like. That was sort of a picture I thought that kind of looked like Mr. Durst. That seemed to be pretty good. And they're going to get a move action on you guys.
I can't see those. It says access denied.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me.
No! Access denied. Give me 1 second.
Oh wow.
So these are gas. And I'm going to straight up tell Esmeralda. Basically, like I was telling you last game, there's zombies, ghouls, and gas. Now, not all undead are like unintelligent. Depends how strongly their soul is bound to the Shadowfell. Usually through powerful necromancy, a creature like this is created. The wall's open. I'm actually not going to do a move action because that's the action. That's the quote-unquote surprise round. Give me a second while I show this to everyone. That's Mr. Durst. And this is just an awesome picture of a gas I found. And the second one where the gas is kind of standing up, not chewing on the thing, that's the one from the monster manual. It looks really gnarly.
Okay.
So we're going to roll for initiative. Now, what I've done to simplify initiative is remove miss advantage token, so I'm not calling on her twice. At the same time, I give her +5 to her initiative, but she's exhausted. That's -5, so her initiative is considered normal. Oops, I rolled, but nothing happened because I didn't bust out the token. One other thing I'm doing is I have the tokens for these guys. And we can do separate initiative rolls back here. They have +3 initiative. Let me roll it again. So, Esmeralda, you're up first. You see them emerge out of the walls. They're hiding behind the walls. Something, or they were entombed.
Should I be moving my model?
That is correct. Now that I've removed it, you can easily move your model. If you move through another player character, so you're jumping on the table, that takes double movement.
Okay. Can I move past people, or is
That's
that considered
double movement.
jumping? Okay.
So it takes 2 inches out of your 6 inches of movement.
I only have 4 right now because I'm encumbered.
Oh boy. So you can only move 1 space. Right now you can't move, so how about we just pass?
So can I jump up onto the table?
Yeah, I'll
right
allow it.
now?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And you can try to shoot this one down here if you want.
Yeah, can I shoot it with my bow?
It's under partial cover because you're shooting through markers. So it's a +2 AC, roll to hit. A 6.
Oh.
Let's go to Irina.
I'm gonna move over here. That's it.
Okay. Gas of Mrs. Durst. That's 1. So each space, I'll move them up to Marcus. I'll move the other one up here. That'll be the end of their turn, if it doesn't glitch out. Marcus, now that's within 5 feet of you, the gas ranks. Foul and evilness. Make a Constitution save. Anybody within 5 feet of the gas has to make a save.
So it's 17.
You passed. It is now Sinros's turn. I moved both the models. I shouldn't have did that, but it's okay.
Okay. Yes. Great. Let's
Your familiar is under your hat right now.
Yeah, we'll deal with him after this.
Sure.
I'm gonna say 2 minor illusions back behind them.
They can't see him, so it would
Oh.
be unaffected.
Huh? Oh,
Unless you
I
want to
can't
create you want to create a noise with the illusion.
Wait, why can't I use?
Well, they're
make
facing
minor-
they're facing Marcus right now in this tight hallway. So
Yeah,
not even
I'm
looking at the
creating-
illusion.
I'm creating noise with it as well.
Okay. What type of noise
I'm
are you
making
creating?
the 2 children we saw outside calling for mother and father.
Interesting. We'll see if it has an effect on their turn. So help me not forget about it. It probably will be able to affect this zombie here. Or I'm sorry, this ghast. Is that all? Is your turn over, Sinrose?
I mean, that's my action and bonus action. Don't think I can move much.
Let's go to Mallory.
Yes. Since there's like a wall here blocking me from the gas, does that can I still shoot it with my crossbow, or or I'm just blocked?
When you try to, so if we moved, first of all, we could try to move your character, say here. So you could shoot over the so you're shooting through Esmeralda and Marcus. They get 3/4 cover or +4 AC. Or the model is close enough for you to attack adjacently to it. If you want to move your model like there, you could try to shoot at it.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
Because you're just pointing your gun around the corner.
Yeah. No, I'm not going with the gun. I'm going with the crossbow.
Okay, roll to hit.
That's yeah.
Let me see. What was your hit?
The
9?
hit.
You rolled a 9.
Yes.
That is a miss.
Wait, 1d8.
Well, you rolled a miss. I don't know why it rolled a 1d8, so unlock it and figure out why I messed up.
Unlock. What the heck?
But I had it right, because let me see. You rolled a nat 1. You see that? Original roll 1 and 7. You rolled a nat 1.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Wait, why is it 1 and 7? Why isn't it?
That was your original roll. See, then added the modifier to it, which is +8.
Oh, okay. So anyway, I missed. Okay, that's fine.
But
No.
by the way, Mallory, you don't get any cover penalty, so you could actually shoot from back here without any problem as a sharpshooter. So I made a mistake there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have to remember all your guys' feet. But it's now that you're within 5 feet of the ghast, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a con save. That is this one over here. That's 9.
A stench fills your nostrils and into your lungs. You're poisoned, so you have a disadvantage now on all attacks. Noni,
How?
you're up. You guys haven't hit the gas once yet, by the way. Noni, you're up.
Yes.
How's your encumbrance for starters?
Fine.
Is your movement normal in your half-elf form?
No.
I think your speed drops by like half or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so you
I'm
can
not
move.
going anywhere. I'm staying
just
right
stand-
here.
Standing right there. Thank you for pulling out that token to help me.
So what she's going to point a finger at the gas and go, burn for me, and cast fairy fire. So they need to make dexterity saving throws.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Okay.
It is a 20-foot cube.
Okay. They both fail. I roll a nat 1 on one of them.
Nice.
What happens?
So everyone who attacks them now will have advantage.
Great. So now that cancels. So for Mallory, that cancels out. The advantage and disadvantage cancels out, so you attack normally, even though you're poisoned. But leave the poison icon on you, because I'm going to reread that in a little bit. All right, let's go to Marcus. Marcus the Slow, -6 initiative.
Okay, I say, die, you heathen. And I rolled a hit.
You hit.
All right.
Roll for damage and put out the token.
8 damage.
Put out the token. Put it like right over here. Okay, let's go to Mist.
Since I took a short rest, I have my channel divinity, so I'm going to do turn undead.
Are you sure you want to use that right now? Because you only get one channel divinity for starters. And you are not at the big bad evil guy yet. And you're probably going to need something better for that. So I'm just, as the DM, I'm helping you out.
Alright, then I don't know what to do.
You don't always have to do anything. You can cast guidance and the other cantrip spells to help out people for saving throws.
True.
Like you can cast one on yourself and go up and try to whack it or something like that.
Or
you can cast it on Marcus.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm gonna go up and touch Marcus and give him guidance. So you get to roll a d4 on any of, no, not guidance, I'm sorry, resistance. So saving throws, you get to roll a d4 in addition to whatever you roll.
Doing any save, you said?
During a save, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Esmeralda, you're up.
I feel inspired.
Going to move right here. And then
You're within 5 feet. Make a Constitution
now
saving throw. What are you trying to do, Esmeralda?
Whoops, why did that appear? I don't know why
You
that's
kick Mist aside. What are you doing?
I'm gonna attack, but I'm rolling the Constitution saving throw right now.
Okay, you failed. You're poisoned, so you attack with disadvantage. So that means you haven't rolled yet.
But roll now.
Okay, so that means you rolled a 7, so
It's a
you
straight
didn't hit.
roll because she has.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Noni. So it's still a 7. I need all the help I can get with all the rules.
Okay, then I'm gonna attack offhanded. Roll. Still miss. Wow, these are terrible rolls.
You try to scrape at the gas, but the stench fills your nose. They're just foul creatures bound by powerful necromancy. Irina, you're up.
Is there a way I could squeeze in between Mallory and
If you can move your model there, it can be moved. So you probably can't. You could probably move it like right here. What are you trying to do?
I was gonna stab the ghast, but if I
can't.
can't reach it, can I?
No.
Yeah, so I'll just...
You want to kind of stand back?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and twiddle my thumbs. Because I can't really do anything.
Who else is poisoned? Why is someone else putting
I'm
the poison?
poisoned. I'm poisoned.
Okay. You could also just put it next to your character model or whatever. It's
yeah,
fine.
I'll do that.
Just so we don't forget. All right. Let's go to... I'm going to attack with the ghouls. The other one just kind of shuffles up a little closer. And the other one attacks Marcus. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to make a perception check with to see if it notices it in the heat of battle. It hears these children kind of crying. It fails its perception check, so that means it notices. The ghast turns around then, sees the children there. Now the thing about ghast is they're not like zombies. They're bound together by strong necromantic magic, and it's going to make an investigation roll. And it passes. One illusion fades away. The next illusion, if it wants to, I'll roll another perception check. So that illusion fades away of, let's say, Thorn Durst, which is the child. Next turn it can do it, but it's wasted its turn right now. And since it's blocked off, it doesn't want to continue. They seem a little bit more sentient and aware of what's going on. They know they've been entombed. This one attacks Marcus. It's in direct combat with Marcus. I should use the thing. Okay, so it's going to do its claw attack and does not hit. It is now Sinros's turn.
Have the one closest to Marcus have to make 2 intelligence saving throws.
Okay.
14.
You lash out psychic energy to try to probe its mind and do damage.
Yes.
Haunted by its children. It fails both saving throws. So just tack it on. It thinks about its children. The ghost remembers. Yep, mark it on its sheet. And mark it on that token there. It is now... you only need to roll the next one because I said both one fails, but you can put that there, so now it gets it gets to reduce on its whatever next saving throw it has. So put out that blue token next to it. Let's go for Mallory.
Yep. Let's just go. Yeah.
You rolled a
alright.
17.
That's an 8 points of damage.
Okay, how much damage does the ghast have?
15, so plus 8.
It's still up, but it's getting badly hurt as Mr. Durst, the ghast of Mr. Durst is beginning to fall. Your your crossbow bolt blasts out and punctures into its ribs, and you hear a gurgling. Let's go to Noni. Heavily encumbered.
I'm just gonna chill out where I am, and I'm gonna cast Frostbite. So they need to do a Constitution saving throw.
Both of them?
Just the first one.
Okay. Looks like it passed.
It passed. So.
Any side effects?
Not take any damage.
Okay, let's go to... So if I kind of feel like I'm skipping over your turn after you do your action, and you can do a move action, you can just move your model up to your movement as long as you're not getting it with an attack of opportunity. And that way all the players are watching it too, right? Let's go to Marcus.
Back to the hells with you. Am I rolling with advantage?
Since you're not poisoned, that is correct.
So I hit it.
That's correct. You hit.
10 damage.
You take out your sword and impale its jaw against its bouncing head. It's at 30. How do you kill Mr. Durst?
Just a sword right down the skull.
And splashing blood sprays out all over your armor that you clean off between every rest. The other ghast is back here. Mrs. Durst. Possessed. Wants to eat your flesh. Let's go to Mist.
I will just keep concentrating on giving him resistance. Do nothing.
Okay. Roll a d4. And that's how much you give to him. And I think it's a concentration spell. So you have to flip your concentration token. So every time you recast it, it's an action. So you could try to improve it if you want to actually get the 4, the max roll you get. Let's go to Esmeralda.
I'm going to move up and strike at Miss Durst.
Move your character up.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. But
so what I'm doing, guys, is I'm hitting Control 1 right on the battle, and then I can use the other camera angles to go back to my character sheet, back and forth quickly, as Irina's bundled up.
I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
Alright.
So did you roll to hit? Or
Yep, I rolled to hit. Oh, we already have. Whoops.
Well, you didn't move your character up. Do you want me to do it for you? Here we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. 5 points of damage. And rapier.
Well, did you roll to hit?
Yeah, I did. 5.
You rolled a 5? Oh, no, I see you rolled a 21. There you go. You guys, by the way, there's no way for me to program it in right now where you roll a nat 20. So you got to kind of look at that yourself if you roll really high.
And then I'll try to hit it with my short sword as
Perfect.
well. Still hits. And then that is 3. That's just 1 point. That's not.
You scrape and shatter against the intestines of the ghast. Your blades are now bloodied. Let's go to Irina. Just passing up, huh? Not too engaging.
I can't do anything.
Let's go to Sinros. Or am I skipping people? No, I'm not. Sinros, it's my turn. It swings out at Esmeralda. It lashes on its claws out. The stench fills your nose, but you're immune to it for 24 hours since you passed. I hit. Let's take a look. Make a Constitution saving throw. As it lashes out and clashes against your arms,
16.
You passed. You felt like you were about to be paralyzed. Let's go to Sinros.
Intelligence saving throws. It fails both.
Yes, it does. And on the first one, right, it rolls a reduced amount, and then the second one you can roll if it's close. Like I say, if it's close or not near your DC, well, you can roll the 2d4, the 1d4, right, or however it works.
If we really wanted to get into the technical stuff,
Yep.
yeah, but I'm fine with doing 2 straight rolls for the first one to speed.
Perfect.
Doing
Awesome.
ridiculous.
And then you can just roll a d4 right now and put out the blue token. Perfect.
I'll
Let
just
us go
reset.
to Mallory.
Let's just keep shooting, I guess. Oh, no,
And
that
that one. No, that was Sinro. Sorry.
Yeah,
You
that,
hit?
that hits. Yeah.
You fire your crossbow out. And
17 plus 8.
it pierces into the pelvis of Mrs. Durst.
Sorry, we're at 17.
Yeah.
I can't math. Sorry.
Mrs. Durst is getting wounded. Let us go
25.
to
25.
Noni.
Thank you.
Right. I'm going to take a step to the side.
Now this
And-
door is shut because you guys are trying to protect yourself while you're on your long rest.
Yep. Not touching that door. And I'm going to run another ray of frost down there.
Okay, so I need to roll.
Constitution 14.
Okay. Let me see what the Constitution is. Fail. Your ray of frost flings out from your fingers and hits the shin of Mrs. Durst.
It fails, so it has
Yes.
disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its turn,
Okay,
and it takes a d6 of damage.
roll d6.
4.
Nice.
Mrs. Durst is badly injured. Let's go to Marcus. Now, Esmeralda stepped in front of you.
So I sheath my sword
Shing!
and say,
Eldritch Blast.
back to the darkness.
I have a little spell effect I want to bust out just
Oh
for
yeah, nat 20.
Yeah.
this. Wait, hold on. Let me pull out the spell effect. Give me a second. I've been prepping for this moment. It's ginormous,
Oh
then.
my god.
And what do you say
Oh,
as you blast it with this Eldritch Blast?
I say, back to the darkness.
This giant gavel of energy goes out and crashes and cracks into the eye socket. You hear a mass of pulpy tissue fall off. Mrs. Durst has been killed. And you think, maybe this is what happened to the children after all. Something. What do you guys do?
Hey, Noni, I don't feel good. Or missed. I don't feel good.
I think it only lasts the end of your round, so you're unpoisoned.
Okay, never mind. I'm good.
I was about to say, I have some protection from poison that I just got to be very useful in this
I'll just
situation.
put that here.
So
Yeah,
before
it just
we
lasts to
start-
the end of your next turn. That's not super
Okay,
OP.
okay. I don't know how poisons work.
It's okay. I'm
I
learning
go
too.
into the room and I start looking around the room.
You guys search the room. You guys are doing your passive stuff, right? There's a lot of treasure in here. You're looking through the drawers. There's a spell book. Let me pull it up. I can tell you kind of what's in here. You find 30 torches. There's a cloak. It's magical. A small wooden coffer. Unlocked. It contains 4 potions. You'd have to identify them, though, or start taste testing to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
A chain shirt. A mess kit. A flask of alchemist's fire. A bullseye lantern. A set of thieves' tools. A spell book. So, Sinros, make an arcane check to see if you just can auto-identify everything just by reading the magic script across it. This is a new rule we're doing. The DC is 12. You can roll it yourself. And then there is... That's it.
It's still a shit ton of treasure.
Did you get it, Sinros? You rolled a 15. Now, I think when you're a gnome, you get advantage. You get to add double proficiency for magic items and things, right?
Technically,
So why don't you read the up on that, but you pass. So what I'm going to do is link the spell book in the chat. So this is a way to kind of help, again, speed stuff up.
I'm just standing guard in the hallway, just waiting for them to search.
They're finished searching everything. It takes about 5 minutes to search the room. There's no more secret doors and traps. Esmeralda, something foul happened here, though. Mrs. and Mrs. Durst were intentionally entombed in here. What do you guys do?
would everyone like for Peanut here to take a look around the rest of the dungeon before we head out?
Did we take all the stuff though? Like, is one person taking everything?
I have the treasure written down, so it's another thing too, because there's like magic stuff that you guys haven't identified, like the potions. But if you, how it works is I create maps. The maps have treasure markers on them, and after you guys hit like a restings time, we can go back through and retcon it. But if there's something you're like, hey, I need that now, like for whatever reason, you like want to put on the cloak without identifying it, be my guest.
Like I did with mine? I still haven't identified it.
No, Sinros did identify on the road. Because we retconned it to where you actually had it, and I had given you the, I told you that in Discord.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, no.
So didn't I tell you what it was? It was something kind of cool. It wasn't super powerful, but it was okay. Let's delete these tokens. Where do you guys want to move? So basically there's grayed out zones. You have to move your characters to wherever you're doing it. Over here on the mini battle board, I put on the second one over here, you have the outdoor one here, and then you have your dungeon crawl. Now obviously what I'm going to do, I was thinking about, is we put out numbered tokens, because as you're moving through tight hallways, you'll have numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and those are the people who go into the room first. Like I'm assuming Marcus is going through the room first.
I actually asked that. I was like, does someone want to take the lead, or do you want me to go in front with the torch?
Oh, go ahead.
If everyone will gather around the table for a second, I'm gonna do this real quick.
You're gonna send Peanut?
Peanut.
Scout ahead a little bit to get a
Sacrificial
layout.
peanut.
Now
don't
you
know
recall
exactly
when you're feeling Peanut's feeling, you know, as Peanut's moving across. Now is Peanut a boy or a girl? How lonely is Sinros? No, I'm just kidding. In the dungeon, right? Basically, we'll say Peanut is a man. So as he's moving across the dungeon, remember the bones are cracking beneath you. And you think to yourselves, there must have been hundreds of adventurers that got lured, the house lured into here. And that's maybe how these bodies were made. What do you want to do? You want to move over here?
Yes, I'm gonna say during this time I'm looking through his vision as well.
You're fluttering, you know, your eyes, you kneel down as Sinros, kind of into a resting position. Your eyes are kind of open, but you do blink, and you see like a fluttering across your eyes. Now, hold on, just move back your character back. Whoop. Let's put him right here. Now he's obviously smaller than this. He's like about that small because the map again is kind of buggy. I'm gonna delete this zone here. So you see a set of stairways going down, and you can hear Peanut is hearing the chanting is loud from down there. Where do you want to go?
I'm gonna keep going straight for the moment and see what's immediately close by.
Sure. I'm going to delete this zone here. See how this is kind of working now, guys? It's a lot better than field of view and stuff, I think. And it's a lot less laggy.
It's faster, no lag.
Way better.
So you're into this room. It looks like some type of mess hall. There's no bodies, nothing in here. You don't see any monsters. You don't hear anything. It's pretty quiet, but just besides the chanting. Now, before we move your character any further, we're just going to do a quick measurement for Peanut here from the room.
He can throughout this entire place. I've measured it before. He can go up to 100.
120 feet, right? Which is how many inches?
Well,
20 inches. Yeah, we'll say you can do it. Just for brevity's sake, too, we'll say you can do it. You go up to here. Peanut moves up to the next room. As Peanut is scouting ahead for you guys, you're seeing like this is like a crypt area.
Ooh.
But you haven't. I'm assuming Peanut's not like searching everything, but I'm just removing the fog of war. Because Peanut is not searching right now. He's just kind of revealing the fog of war and any enemies that might want to attack Peanut.
Yeah, he's looking for bigger enemies than scouting.
All right, I will roll a d20 right now for something. Let's just hold on to Peanut for a second. If I roll high, it's bad. It's not high enough. What else do you want to do?
Can I try and pick up my crossbow bolts from the guests' bodies?
Yeah. How ammunition works for simplicity, I'd have to read on the technical rule behind it if nobody wants to chime in. But just for simplicity's sake, the answer is no. The bolts are damaged and unrecovered. You pull like a bolt out, like the tip of it comes off. Bolts in themselves are pretty cheap. You just have to find a blacksmith or something or a general store to restock. You didn't search it, but there was other crossbow bolts in this dungeon as well. They're not like extremely rare. And the way magical weapons work, so you move up to this room here, Sinrose. It's like another kind of mess hall area. And you see like as we're getting in here too, as your weasel's kind of moving up, appears to be like some type of cultist quarters. Let me see if I can pull up the exact description for you if you need it. It appears to be like the cultists stayed down here in this house. It was either built out or furnished a long time ago, but the age of the house is mysterious in and of itself according to the deed that Esmeralda has. So far you haven't encountered or seen anything. What else do you want to do, Sinrose?
Kind of keep going on his merry way kind of through this room here. Make sure there's nothing to note.
There's nothing really to note as like your weasel kind of moves into like one of these little bed areas, just like peeking around the corner. You know, Peanut doesn't see anything. There's really no treasure or anything in this room. We're going to just move Peanut over here. And you see a much larger room, of course, as Peanut kind of is stealthily kind of moving in. You know, the skittering of its claws against the stone floor. You see like a well, and this appears to be a little bit more elaborate cultist room. There's no monsters or anything like from what you can tell that at least have provoked Peanut, unless I roll a number here. For now, there's nobody there. What do you want to do? Do you want to bring Peanut back? It looks like there's stuff to be searched in these rooms, but there's chests and things, and Peanut can't open them up. You know, they're fastened. You'd need Esmeralda and like everyone to help you out.
Is it possible for Peanut to just kind of peer down this well here, just kind of hop up on his hind?
The standard well is about 40 foot deep. You don't have dark vision with Peanut, do you?
Give me a second. Cannot remember.
That's probably a mistake that we're doing too. Peanut's probably totally blind while moving out this dungeon, but you have keen senses, right? So you can smell a little bit, but you don't have dark vision. The whole dungeon's pitch black.
No, he's running through with on the walls, at least getting the general layout. If nothing else, we'll just say that.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel out the walls and things like that. And I mean, we'll say it takes, for brevity's sake, guys, we'll say Peanut takes a half hour to kind of quickly scurry around, and it's now 8 o'clock in the morning. And he kind of searches out. So far, Peanut hasn't been attacked, and we'll just, for brevity's sake, Peanut kind of comes back. Oh, there's another zone I need to delete. Boop, there you go.
I'm just going to say, to show everyone else kind of what he saw through Peanut's eyes on the floor layout, he'll make a minor illusion on the table of a general map of what he experienced through Peanut's eyes.
You're making a meta map of the map?
Yes. A mini map of the map.
What do you guys do?
Sounds like here would be where we would need to go to keep going further down, if that's what we
there's some treasure and stuff over here, like too, like I said. You guys
Well,
want to
let's
go gather?
avoid the crypts.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Do you want to go gather the bodies, Marcus?
I do.
Do you guys want to go gather the bodies with Marcus, the bones of the children, to put them to rest properly?
Half of us could go get the treasure, Marcus, if you want to take somebody with you to go collect the bones. And
You
come
want to
back.
split up into the death zone.
I'll
Don't know
go.
that fairly split up. It's easy enough just to go and get the bodies if we can.
Yeah, we cleared the top area. It should just be a moment. Plus, it'd be nice to have companionship in this otherwise evil area.
So, Marcus, who do you go up with?
I invite everyone. but
Who's
who
going
actually
with Marcus?
physically goes.
So this is
I'll
what
go.
we're doing. We're going here over to the map over here. Since Marcus is splitting up, I move him over to this
No,
part
no,
of
I'm
the
not
board.
moving. I'm saying who wants to go.
I know. I've put you over here for brevity's sake, and then people can drop and drag their models where they want to go since you're splitting the group up.
I think we all said we were going.
Everyone's going now?
Yeah.
Everybody.
This group needs a leader.
It turned out to be more of a difficult task.
I'm going to move
than-
Marcus back. You guys go up, you gather the bones. The children, their ghosts have not appeared. You stole the bones away. You're right back where you came. You've kind of backtracked. No monsters or anything. You've
I'm gonna
gathered the
check-
bones.
I'm gonna check this door since this is where we come down, right? Where my model is.
I kind of messed up. You came down these stairs.
Okay, because I was about to say I'm gonna check these stairs, so never mind.
But really, guys, I kind of messed up. You came down this stairway right here. But that's okay.
All right, so you want to go this way, folks?
Do you guys want to search? Do you guys want to search this room, or do you want to search the crypts? What do you guys want to do?
That room?
Okay.
Yeah,
You
let's
guys
search
end up.
the-
You guys move over there, and you're kind of doing your thing, searching around. Again, it takes probably doing a passive thing. It probably takes about another half hour to go through. I'm going to tell you some items. Now, these ones I'm just going to tell you, so someone's got to write it down. Who's going to hold the items? And we know it's not Noni.
I can.
Someone's
Marcus.
at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hold some as well.
So
It's
it has to
small.
be usually one person to simplify things. You want Esmeralda to do it?
Sure.
Esmeralda, you find a chest containing a silver short sword worth 110 gold pieces. As you're pulling items out of the chest, Mallory and Sinros are busting out their monocles. You guys are adventurers. You know, you guys are just appraising items. I mean, you're not really, I wouldn't say you guys are grave robbing, but it appears everything's intact. Like the cultists were here, some of their belongings are in the chests.
I think they're all.
In another room, another one of the cultist rooms, you find a chest with an ivory hairbrush with silvered bristles worth 25 gold pieces. In another room, you find, so right now Esmeralda's writing this down, but if you want to write it down too, Mallory, that's up to you. But she's actually in possession of the items, Esmeralda is. And then another one, you find a chest, and you're like unlock picking these things. They're just coming up. They're not difficult locks. You find a black leather eye patch with a carnelian in the gem part of it, worth 50 gold. It's sewn into the eye patch. None of you guys are blind for real yet. You find another chest with 3 moss agates worth 10 gold.
Each?
Yes, each. And a folded piece of black cloth. But it's like a fine piece of like black cloth. Maybe it was used to like wrap these precious gems up. Some obviously it's like whatever valuables these elite cult members had were in this room, as the servants' kind of quarters maybe were over in the other room. And then you find in the last chest, you find 11 gold pieces and 60 silver pieces in a pouch made of human skin.
Ooh.
Tanned
Oh,
human
wow.
skin.
Wonderful.
You guys want to go downstairs?
I don't think we care to go to the crypt.
You guys going to the crypts or going downstairs?
Let's clear it out. Let's go to the crypts.
I really don't want to go to the crypt. I really don't want to go to the crypt.
We'll make a vote. then.
We
I
have no
will
other way to
be
get out
at
of this
the
house.
very, very back. I will
Yeah,
not
let's-
lead the
Well,
way.
the crypt's
I am
Maybe.
curious.
we kill something else bigger. I don't know.
By the way, I'm going to roll a d4. I was supposed to do this when you got off your short rest.
God.
The house/mimic is slowly dissolving you. Everyone takes 3 points of acid damage. the
I'm
process.
resistant to acid.
So you take half, so you take 1 point of acid damage.
Yay.
And the house is slowly beginning to eat you.
Which house?
All right, let's
This
go ahead
house.
and
The death
avoid
house.
the.
And you feel it?
creeps.
You better hurry. You better hurry up before the house
I'm gonna
starts to
head
devour you.
downstairs.
Oh,
Marcus is just like F this as he takes 3 points of damage. He looks below one of his gauntlets. His skin is beginning to dissolve.
Downstairs.
Awesome.
We are going to move everybody's model downstairs.
Everybody.
Just give me a second, guys. Let me grab your models.
Everybody.
sorry.
Sorry.
Just a party.
So Irina actually has a torch out, by the way, for technical purposes. If you move beyond 20 feet from Irina, you're in dim light. Beyond that, you're blind if you're human. So the human's got to stay around Irina, who has her lamp out right now. And I could change your model to put out that big flaming effect if you guys really want me to.
Hiya!
Exactly.
300 feet of vision.
You guys come down the stairs here. Oops.
Uh-oh.
And you guys are in this room. The chanting is much louder. I need to kind of change the scene a little bit. Because I'm just going to move it. You move into this strange room.
Okay.
I'm just dropping your models in here for
I'm
now.
on a pillar.
You're on a pillar. You can move your model,
Yeah.
though. So that way you kind of hover over and stand up. Before we continue, let me just change the music and everything like that, guys. Thus, chanting is louder. You can hear it now since you've gone down into the catacombs. Or whatever's down here. You hear it. He is the ancient. He is the land. He is the ancient. It's just sort of repeating over and over. It's coming from this room over here, if you can see it, this way. Around this room, guys, in these little like alcoves, is just like a bunch of weird crap. Like a shriveled up halfling's head. It looks like some like knife case is missing. Or something that was holding a weapon of some kind. But if you really want me to, I can tell you exactly which is in each one of the alcoves. For brevity's sake, it's just like a bunch of weird, kind of crazy cultist crap. It's nothing of like value per se, but I'll just read off a couple of what they are if you're really interested.
Sure,
Nice.
why
A
not?
dagger with a rat skull set into the pommel. An 8-inch diameter varnished orb made from another person's eye. Just weird cult crap. What do you guys want to do? The chanting is loud. Where are you guys going?
Send your little thing forward.
Yeah, send
You're
Peanut
sending the
in
weasel
again.
forward?
Peanut.
Did we grab the
No,
weasel?
no.
There's the weasel right here.
Sacrifice. Sacrifice.
Sending out the weasel. Where are you sending the weasel, Sinros?
To his death. I mean, to explore.
Perhaps
You want to send him into this room here where the chanting's coming from?
let's actually go from the other direction.
Okay, you want to go this way? All right, I will remove
Yeah.
that fog of war. It's still kind of laggy, though, just because there's 8 people in here. Oh. There we go. You send Peanut in here, and it's a bunch of chains. Human bones. People the cultists must have chained up.
Are they alive?
They're bones of people
Okay.
chained up. God knows if they tortured him or whatever. It's pretty nasty. But you do find Peanut is very clever. You know, just sniffing around. Now it's pitch black in here, but I'll allow Peanut to have a 5-foot eyesight for brevity's sake, just for this encounter. But going forward, you will be blind with Peanut. You do find a ring of gold. Do you want to go grab it? Who wants to go get it? Are you guys moving in and going to grab it, searching the rooms? Now it's all clear?
Can Peanut pick it up and bring it back?
No.
No, I'll go get it because I can see.
Mist goes in there with their 300-foot dark vision. Now, like I said, one thing I learned about dark vision, it's like dim light. So you have essentially disadvantage or -5 on all saving throws. So even Mist going in there, if we go to the chart over here, by herself, if I go over to my chart, over here, Mist has a 13 perception. So now you're starting to get into the zone where you could fall into a trap. She grabs the ring, though. It's worth 50 gold pieces. Esmeralda, write it down. You guys come back to the room. Everything's all good. Let's move all the characters back now. It seems to be just like some type of prison. where dozens of people could be kept, travelers and things like that. You guys remember the letter that Strahd wrote, warning the Durst? It's all kind of starting to come together. He warned the Durst about taking travelers off the road. But you guys look at your skin. Looks like the house still kept taking people. What do you guys do?
Well, I think it's time to crash this party.
You guys want to go into the room?
Or do we
Marcus?
want to send in the sacrifice first?
Send them in.
Can I go like peek in and see what I
I
can
will allow
see?
you guys to peek, as the chanting is very loud. I mean, obviously, guys, I messed up because the sound effects should be a lot bigger. It's a ritual chamber. You see a bunch of robed figures around an altar.
Oh, jeez. Whew.
They look as the one of the cultists turns. I'm sorry, this guy actually doesn't turn. They're all around this altar. This guy, Sinros, looks directly at at Peanut. I'm gonna go to the sound effects. They all stop chanting.
Oh.
And they all
Okay.
turn and look at Peanut, but they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. What do you guys want to do? Who's going in? What's happening? Describe your act.
Calling back?
Yeah, if they think it's just a random wild animal, they'll just ignore it and go back to whatever they're doing.
But, okay.
Scurry back to me then. After, is it lit up in here at all?
It is not lit up in there at all. They're all just in there in the darkness. This whole dungeon. In fact, Noni, I got to step my role playing up. 1 second. I turned off my light. We're in a dungeon. It'll get better by the end of the session. Don't worry. I'm gonna make little improvements, Noni. I gotta step my game up. So basically, there's a bunch of like weird ass cultists. They stop and look at you, at your guy, but they're not attacking you. They're not just looking at you. They felt the house or whatever it is has felt your presence enter the room. What do you
I
do?
guess we should go fight. Or talk to him.
Mist the Brave. Move your model up if you want to, Mist. I'm not stopping you. Touch your model. Move it up. Move it into the room.
Not go in there with them.
Splash. By the way, you're on like probably about I would say 6 inches of water. That's around here.
Oh, wow.
Perfect for mist.
Yeah. I'm
Mist
a
moves
warrior.
up. They all turn and look at Mist as she enters the room, and they stop chanting.
I'm trying to be as brave as possible.
They all look at you and they stop. What do you do? Who's moving
Oh,
in? Where are you guys
Plow
moving
in
to?
and go.
Move your characters where you want to.
Okay, you can't even see him. Marcus.
This guy right here, as you're kind of assessing the room a little more, this guy right here, he has the bone knife that was missing from the chamber over here.
Oh.
What do you guys do?
What y'all doing?
What's poppin', guys?
Can I? Is it dark? Can they see in the dark? Do I know they can see in the dark? Can I try to be stealthy?
They look like humans. They're cultists, like dressed in strange robes. I mean, these models don't do them really the justice that they need to, but they're creepy enough. That's why I picked them. They don't say anything, and they don't blink, and they're just staring at you.
They can see us, right?
This guy is holding it. They're looking at you. The torch is up.
Yeah.
Now, as the torch is up, it can only light around this area, really.
Yeah.
So Esmeralda, you can see Esmeralda's kind of just like perceiving around, searching for traps, just kind of making sure. I'm thinking, like that's what she's over here for. She's just getting into position.
Question: the water we're standing in,
6 inches deep, so it's up to your knees, Sinros.
is it normal? Can Sarah's tell if it's normal water?
It's pretty fucking nasty water. It ranks and smells, but there's nothing like, I'm not making you make a Constitution saving throw, but if you drink from it, God knows what. I mean, look at the model here. There's like skulls and shit touching it.
It's not my plan to drink. I was just curious.
Let me read off the description of the room. The chanting stops as you peer into this 40-foot square room. The smooth masonry walls provide excellent acoustics. Featureless stone pillars support a ceiling. And a breach in the west wall leads to a dark cave heaped with refuge. Murky water covers most of the floor. Stairs lead up to the dry stone ledges that hug the walls. In the middle of the room, more stairs rise to form an octagon dais that also rise above the water. Rusty chains, shackles dangle from the ceiling directly above the stone altar. The skull altar. There's some chains. It's pretty obvious these guys would chain up people and a sacrifice would be made. This man steps forward to Mist. He comes up to you. He brings out the stone. He brings out the bone knife, and he says, "One must die." And now I'm going to throw down the time cube.
I'm cute.
You have 1
Cube.
minute to decide.
Yo, Peanut.
Do you take the knife from him?
I will grab the knife from him just because I don't want him to have it.
Noni, the powerful feeling you were feeling is emanating from this room somewhere. Almost like the amber from the great Gaia tree is calling out to you. But you don't know if it is or not.
Can I sacrifice you?
You try to stab him.
Mm-hmm.
Roll an attack. It's a surprise attack. The timer is still moving.
That's Sinrose. Sorry.
I'll pause the timer.
Sorry.
Sinrose, are you coming into the room?
I'm good right here. I can see what's happening.
I really should have sat with you at some point to go over how to use all this stuff. On
You rolled a
the
nat
stairs
20.
a little bit.
You reach out as a surprise attack and try to slight the cultist leaders or whoever handed you this stone dagger. It goes right through him. He appears to be an illusion the house has created. You have 10 seconds to decide.
I don't want to kill any of you guys.
Stab the weasel. Stab the weasel.
Didn't he say it was missing from the other room? So what if we just...
1 second. Something has happened.
Oh, no.
Something's happening. Oh no. I know.
I have to change the music.
Oh god, oh god.
Nobody
going
move
to
their
die.
models.
Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. It's
I like how all the hands are just all over people.
Panic.
The whole room begins to shake.
Oh, great.
And out of this huge pile back here of bone, crap, refuge emerges.
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to delete this one. I'll show you the model that they put in. It looks like that, which looks like crap. But I'm actually going to pull out the real model because I like to use the animated models. Oh no, did it delete it? No, it didn't. Good. And I put a different description on it because this is what it really is. Description is. It's an undead ball of dirt, twigs, sticks, and rotting flesh and bones. And now we will roll for initiative.
Oh, roll for initiative.
And that's gonna be like my one nat 20.
And now we're gonna use the actual initiative commercial. Let me bring
did-
this bad boy over here.
Did the illusion disappear when
1
Miss
second.
slashed at it?
I'm still setting it
did?
up, guys. No, it just went
Okay.
past right through her.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like the ghosts outside in a way, Esmeralda. The house creates like phantasms and tricks people. All the cultists, when this pile of sticks and stuff emerge, since you guys basically failed to do the sacrifice, they all vanish. As the sticks and stuff emerge, Noni, it's emanating right from this pile of junk. Whatever it is, something powerful is calling out. And now I think I have everything out. We're ready to go. I'm going to roll for initiative. And I'm going to use the real counter. I should roll, damn it. There we go. So Esmeralda's up first. Give me a second while I set up the thing. Sinros is
While
up
you're
second.
setting up, I have a question for the group. Would you rather want to hit it more often, or do you want me to do damage to it? With the possibility of a lot of damage at a time.
No problem. Undead. I can make it harder to see us, and I can hit it with my.
We're in round 1, top of the round. Esmeralda, you're up.
I'm going
Kill it.
to.
Give me a second. I'm
Pull-
going to save a few camera angles too. Go ahead.
I'm going to pull out my bow and I'm going to shoot at it.
It's kind of hiding behind cover, but
Can I see it from where I am?
I'll allow it. I mean, it's theoretically +2 AC, but you hit it.
Alright.
It's pretty large. It's kind of not hard to hit. Put out a token. It has no resistances, so to speak.
Is it undead?
It is undead. Now, we're just going to move down. We're up to... I'm going to go back to the counter here if I can do this real quick. So I'm just saving my camera angles to speed things up. Sinros, if you want to move your model, Esmeralda, go ahead and move it as a move action, right?
Yeah.
Also, what do you want to do? I need to slow down for you guys. If you need me to, just tell me to slow down. Esmeralda, do you want to like hide or something like that? Because there's like pillars and things you could try to hide. Because you're up on the railing, right? You could hide behind these railings up here.
Yeah, can I try to hide behind that railing?
So what I do is I'll roll a stealth check
Alright.
with advantage.
Yes, and I have, +7.
Okay. Sinros, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Silent Image. That's my first level illusion spell. And
Okay, that's your
I'm going-
action.
Yes, I'm gonna make it look like a large water elemental like rises from the water over here.
That's your first level spell.
That's my first level spell.
Why don't you bust out your phantasmal illusion token and pop it right there? Remove that big old pencil mark. I think we can hit it with the eraser. Let me do that.
Yeah, I can
There we go. I got it.
One.
This is the big bad evil guy of the dungeon. Like I said, I think Neil, you were asking like, oh, is it the ghost, the big bad? You know, and it's the big bad evil guy.
Clearly.
Well, you have to shrink it down, but it's probably like that big.
Technically, Silent Image can be a 15 by 15 foot cube.
Yeah, we'll blow it up to that. So you create a
Just
large
big-
water elemental? Sure.
Yeah, looks to be a large water elemental between us and him.
Sure. What else are you
That's
doing? Okay. No, Irina,
Me?
you're up.
I have no idea what to do. I am going to disguise self to look like a cultist. Because, yeah, because why
So that's your
not?
action?
Yep.
Mark it on your character sheet. Do you want to move?
I'll just go in the corner.
Blood for the blood god. Noni, you're up.
Okay, first things first. I'm gonna yell in Druidic at it, and I'm going to say, in the name of the grandfather tree of which you share its essence, stop.
You're not using your British accent?
That's true. In the name of the grandfather tree of which you share its essence, stop.
All right. Undead ball of dirt.
So that was the
It
first-
sees this, or you're going to move. What else do you want to do? That's just speaking. What else do you want to do?
So that's just speaking. My action is cast Moonbeam.
Okay, so here's the cool thing. I think I created a spell effect for you. We made a mistake last game, and Noni corrected me. Moonbeam does damage on the beginning of the creature's turn. And this is kind of what it looks like.
Ooh,
Let's see if we can do it.
wicked.
I got it. It's obviously kind of janky, but because where did it go? There he went, way up in the went up to outer space. You see the effect a little bit though? What the hell? Stop touching it. Stop flicking it. There you go. I gotta shrink it down because the map is bugged. Okay.
Then
Okay. I'm putting out the moonbeam though. It has a 5-foot thing.
I'm gonna turn into a dire wolf. And I'm gonna move here.
Pretty cool, huh?
Makes my life so much easier. You have no idea.
So we'll assume it's on it. So when it starts its turn, boom, we'll roll for damage.
Okay.
Unless I have to make a save. I can't remember.
You have to
Okay,
make a
you
save.
turn into a direwolf as your bonus action. Now do you want to move?
And I will ready an action to attack it as soon as it comes within range.
Okay. So right now, by the way, guys, there's this giant water elemental. Everybody sees this thing that Sinros has created. So what this does, it creates partial cover. When he starts creating objects or walls and things like that, you have to shoot through these things. If you shoot through it, you break the illusion. Or we have to roll an AC attack or something like that. It's a stronger illusion, so you have to roll a separate attack. If you roll like a nat 1 or something. But for you guys would actually get partial cover, so +2 AC on the creature if you shoot up. I'm going to just make an intelligence roll. It's my turn as the undead ball of dirt. Begins to just mound up. It's ginormous. It's large. It stinks. It's ranky.
Frankie.
And
Fails my spell save DC. Unless it's got an extra intelligence.
yeah, it does. So it's going to go up. I'm just trying to determine if it's going to come up and attack it. So right now, Sinros, yeah, it has a 60-foot range, so you're just in the range of it. It runs up and falls over. Nope. Falls over on the
Quite.
chip. It runs up to investigate it. Basically to attack it. I'll roll an investigation roll for starters. It has to waste one of its actions. It passes. The illusion dissipates with one of its actions. Yeah, just put it off to the side. It only moved a little bit up, right? It only moved like a couple inches. Let me shift my camera over here. See what it's moving.
And
It actually, it's a large shambling mound. No, I hit the 3. But it doesn't move that far. It can only move up to about probably there. Just with a normal move action. Plus, because it uses an action, we'll move to the next turn. Mallory, you're up.
Yeah, well,
But now
All right.
Sinros, it's not super intelligent as a creature. So we'll say it can do one more check without advantage.
Did it take damage from Moonbeam?
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. But see, it moved out of her moonbeam, so you have to use it, and you have to roll you have to flip your concentration token. Let me see what its constitution is. What's the save?
14.
It passes.
Then it will take 7.
Put a chip out on the table. Thanks so much. Let's go to Mallory.
bang bang with sharpshooter. Is that 14?
It just, your hail of gunfire, sparks and flame reach out into it. It doesn't appear to damage it though. At least you didn't hit the AC required.
Okay.
Do you want to do a move action?
Go back to. Oops, sorry, wrong camera. Come on. All right, I'll just
And
drag
move
it.
the tokens down here too, guys. As I'm getting better with the camera angle stuff. I don't have a picture for this guy because there is no picture. There is just imagine this giant shambling mound of bones are falling off of it into the water. As you hear like these residual
just be here.
splashes and the echoes of this chamber. Esmeralda, you've never seen anything like this. You've never heard of anything like this. But it's evil. For sure. You did 18. Why does he have 18 damage on him?
He had 11 to start with, and I don't know why.
Well, reduce that down. Thank you so much. Okay, so he's only taking damage from Noni.
And me, I 4 damage.
I should say
so.
it. Yeah, 4 damage. Thanks. Add 4 to
Yeah, I
that.
just added 7 to whatever the counter already had.
It's okay. We're going to go
Someone else is
to
playing with it.
Mist.
Well, now is a good idea to use turn undead.
No. What I
No.
want you to do is use your other ability. It's a lot stronger than Turn Undead, I think.
Okay.
And I'm going to
So
bust.
use
Do you want to use
Twilight.
it? Yeah. So how it works, guys, let's plot, but this is great practice, guys. That's what we're doing here. It's called Twilight Sanctuary. Check out this cool effect I got. Now, obviously, the range on it is bugged. I gotta shrink it down a bit. The measurements are off, guys.
Ooh.
That's so pretty.
Pretty.
Do you guys see the effect on it? It's hard to see
When
it.
you're holding it.
There's
Yeah.
some bubble thing and a ring.
There you go.
So pretty.
Wow.
Anyone will change it to blue.
Wow.
I'm trying to do cool effects like this for you guys when I know your spells and stuff. I'm just going to shrink this down a little bit.
Oops.
Now I can't shrink it down. Anyone within the range of this, so it's on mist right now. So I have to put her token there. So anyone within that range, at the end of their turn, they roll a d8 plus 3, and that you get temporary hit points. The temporary hit points do not stack.
D6.
D6, I'm sorry. D6.
Although I would love it if you said it, but
D6 plus 3. I'm going to just turn off the effect because it's a little too much because the map is not built correctly. But you guys will get that in the future when your models are correct. It's all scaled correctly at the right scaling. But we'll say anybody in this, so the only person not being able to get it is Esmeralda right now. And it lasts for 10 rounds or 1 minute. And now you have to mark your token next to your character. That token I created for you, Mist, right here, that's your channel divinity. So mark it down to 0. You hold out your holy symbol of Voltune. Oh, I'm sorry, of Nynaeve, because this is from the power of the Twilight.
yeah.
You call on her to vanquish the evil. Do you want to roleplay it?
No.
This is a pretty powerful ability. It doesn't stack, guys, but every time you can gain temporary hit points of about d6 plus 3. So at the end of your turn, roll d6 plus 3 and add it to your temporary hit points part of your character area. Okay?
Okay.
Let's go to Marcus.
Oh, I can't see you, right? Like I can't see the guy.
Well, you can't see him. I think he's in dim light because he's up to 40 feet. We're just gonna measure it. We'll say you can see this shambling figure in dim light.
All right.
I mean, you can hear it. I mean, it's unmistakable. Something large is coming.
Okay, if I can see it, then I'll move right here.
Okay, you're up on the stairs.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Could
it doesn't.
the
bug.
red person move their thing out of the way? Thanks. And then I'm gonna just cast whatever it's called.
What?
Eldritch Smite, aka the Hammer of Justice. Oh,
Okay.
and I use a
Eldritch
before I do-
Blast.
Yes.
Okay, roll a hit.
And then before that, I use a Hexblade's Curse, and I was like,
Drop the hex code token on the guy.
oh, where is that?
How do you roleplay the curse?
I was like, Undead Ball of Dirt Evil, prepare to die. There we go.
Great. Roll to hit.
I will.
So far, you guys are just trying to chip away at it. It hasn't engaged in melee combat with anybody.
11.
It does not hit. You call it. It just hits this giant blast. This gavel hits it. Bones and dead flesh erupt off of it, but it appears to be unaffected. You just didn't hit the high enough AC, right? Okay, Esmeralda's moving. We're now on round 2.
Right there, and I'm going to fire at it with my bow again.
Hit.
Oh.
Your bow pierces
Correct.
into it.
And 6 damage. And then I'm going to try to hide behind the pillar I'm currently behind.
You see your arrow fly into the forearm. I'll roll. Oh, by the way, you were hidden before. Roll sneak attack damage.
Okay. One.
That's fine. Add it to the token. Sinros.
Intelligence saving throws.
Okay, you're gonna just use your psychic thing. You don't want to cast your phantasmal thing on it.
It doesn't work on undead. It's very specific about that.
I passed one of the saving throws. I passed the second one, so you don't get your bonus on it, and you only do 1d4 damage, right? I rolled a nat 20 on the second one. Do you want to move it all?
So let me put the 1d6.
Let's go to Irina.
That's 4 damage, and it does still.
It does not, because I passed the second one, right? See that in the roll? He doesn't get the death.
Doing it, even though it did take it from one of them.
How many blocks can I?
I get what you're saying. It wouldn't have mattered.
I rolled a nat 20. Sorry, what?
D6.
I was gonna say, how many blocks can I move at a time?
You guys need to be rolling your d6 plus 3 to add a temporary
Yeah, I
hit
was
points.
about to say it.
Please do that, guys. As your turn goes by, at the end of your turn, add d6 plus 3.
I'm keeping track of the turns.
Wait,
I had
D6
the
plus
turn
3.
counter is off to the left, so you cast it on turn 1. It
Okay.
expires in turn 10. Trust me, we won't get there. If we do, you're all dead. What are you
Okay.
doing, Irina?
How many squares can I move?
You can move. You just use the measuring stick. Did I not move your drop your model here? Let me put toggle it 1 second.
One.
Try it now. Move it. No, just move your model now. It should work.
Oh,
I just didn't have the toggle feature on it.
okay.
Okay.
Well, if I move past them, that'd be.
Double movement.
Now you're
Yeah.
at 20 feet.
Can I move past them?
That's fine, guys.
feet,
It's not
20
scaled correctly.
It's
25 feet.
It's not a big
I'll
deal,
just
guys.
go over here. And that's probably all I.
Do you want to cast Bardic Inspiration? You have 1 left. Or are you just trying to save it and assess?
Yeah. I don't know who I'd even cast it on. I could cast it on Marcus. I've been giving it to Marcus this whole time. Screw it. You get my last one.
Mark it on the tokens and then mark it up for Marcus. Let's
D6.
go to Noni.
Wait, I gotta roll it.
Sure. Let's go to Noni. Do you want to move your moonbeam?
Yep, action to move
You
my.
get a 5.
Okay, we're just going to assume it's moved. I don't want to mess with it right now.
Okay, do a Constitution saving throw.
On the start of its turn. He doesn't roll it right now.
And then that will be that. And I don't have a bonus action as a wolf, so it is an action to move it.
Do you want to go up and attack it, Noni?
Give me 1 second, I want to double check something.
You can save it under Direwolf, you know, the camera angles and everything.
What was your question? Sorry.
Do you want to go up and attack it?
I cannot because it is an action to move my moonbeam.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to move.
So you're focusing, like you're trying to, as your wolf form, you can move it around. That's true.
I'm moving it actually right in front of me. So when it steps into the area right in front of me, it will take the damage.
On the start of its turn, it only takes the damage. So if it's...
Or if they move into the beam.
Okay,
That's
you're
it.
right. Thanks for clarification. We'll
So if
assume...
it-
Well, yeah, let's just move it over. Let's see if it doesn't fly off into outer space.
Oh, jeez.
So we're going to just... Yeah. Whoop! We have liftoff.
Bing.
Let me just move it right here.
Oh,
Noni.
someone moved it in the wrong
Please, just
spot.
let me touch it. Let me just touch it, guys.
I had it in the perfect
Yeah,
spot,
let's move it right there, guys.
and now it's.
Yeah, I think your
Somewhere
view is like a
random.
little bit off from ours, DM.
Oh, really?
I
Big
had it
surprise.
in the
It's actually
perfect spot.
perfect.
Okay, guys. Sorry.
Now it is even better.
Perfect. Let me go back to the initiative counter.
So action, bonus action, and I want to stay right here. So that'll be it.
Okay, it's the creature's turn. There's no illusion in front of it anymore. It's going to move right up to Noni. It's going to take the damage, so I have to make a save. I'm just going to delete the moonbeam thing. It doesn't work, unfortunately. This map wasn't built perfectly, but just
other
keep
words,
in
it's
mind,
gonna
Noni, I haven't forgot about you.
In other
I'm
words,
adding
it's
these
gonna be
cool-
dumb and just keep taking damage from it.
The creature itself it's just a pile of dirt and bones held together by necromantic magic. Let me roll for a Constitution saving throw. It's pretty hardy, though. It's just like dirt. It passes its save.
So it takes half damage,
takes
right?
Half damage is
Sure.
radiant damage.
8
Yeah,
damage.
8 damage.
Yep, add it to the token. It's already
Somebody else adding it to the token because I
it's
don't want to double.
pretty wounded. It's getting wounded, but it isn't bloodied. I'm gonna roll to hit Noni now. It lashes out with 2 attacks. It's slow. It lumbers forward. It's not very quick. Esmeralda could just probably keep running around and probably snipe it probably the whole time, I'm guessing. It rolls to hit Noni. It rolls with an 8 on the first attack. It doesn't hit. It actually rolled a nat 1. Pathetic.
Just itself.
Hits you for 12 damage, Noni. Mark it from your temporary hit points from your wolf form. Now, Noni is a large creature. As it lashes out with all these, like... Let me see if I can actually animate the model, guys. It's pretty cool. It lashes out. Oh, no, not F1. Come on. Back to 1. Ah. There we go. Lashes out. It tries to... These huge, like, tons of, like, fingers and branches try to pick you up. But as your wolf form, you're pretty big. And it's a little too difficult for it to do it. It is now Mallory's turn.
Pew, pew, pew.
You're muted.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Mallory, the
temporary
half
hit
halfling.
points. Temporary hit points 6 plus 2, right?
That's 6 plus 3.
So that is a plus.
By the way,
6.
Noni, add your hit points too. Good. 6 plus 3 for you,
6.
Noni. So you had temporary hit points.
Okay.
It doesn't stack. It doesn't stack, guys.
Yep. Okay, and then I'm gonna go.
So you reduce that from your other hit points then, Noni, right? The damage I did to you? Because that you got it that at the end of your turn. Sorry, Mallory, what do you want to do?
Yep. I go shoot. That hits.
It's a really
That's
good
like
hit.
23.
The second one blasts into the huge ball of dirt. Pieces of it start to fall off. You guys are slowly beginning to chip away at it. Put 7 damage down. Let's go to Mist. What do you want to do?
I will pull out. No, wait. I have to keep concentrating. Don't I?
I don't think so. Not with Channel
Oh, it's
Divinity.
not a
It's
oh,
an
cool.
ability now. It's on you. You have your holy symbol around your neck. All this light, this twilight is traveling around you. The whole group is getting buffed. But you're
Okay.
clean out of spells.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna shoot it with the crossbow.
You have a crossbow?
I do.
Roll to hit. I didn't even know you had a crossbow.
I have a light crossbow.
You should have been shooting EGOT in the
Hoarding
games
all
ago.
those crossbow bolts.
That's fine. You need to have a crossbow. We'll get you a heavy crossbow before long.
Oh.
Nat 7. Let's go to Marcus.
Nothing.
Roll. If you want to roll your d6, if you get more temp hit points than you had before, you get to change it, right? And if the creature hits you and you lose it, that's how it works. It's a little confusing, guys, so you have to keep track of it yourself a little bit. Marcus, what do you do?
By the name of Tyr, die.
You're just trying to shoot with Eldritch Blast?
No, I'm just trying to whack it with my sword. And
You
I
can
missed.
reach it. You know, you're within range upon this balcony. You reach down with your sword and shield. It's dark. The only person with the light out here is you're right at the edge of dim light, up to 40 feet, right? The only person that has a light source, to kind of specify, I mean, we can put it out. Irina with the torch. As her hair catches on fire. Just to kind of give you reference. I did create a torch effect. We now go into round 3. Esmeralda, you're up.
Going to move to here. I'm going to fire at it again with my bow.
You guys, let me actually turn down the lights a little bit. Right? To kind of get you more in the mood.
Ooh.
This is what it
Nice.
actually
Oh
kind
my
of looks
god,
like.
it's so ominous.
This is actually what it looks like for real. I should have turned down the lights before we started, right?
It's very cool.
That's me as a DM again, slipping up. Okay, so what are we doing? I see the grease spell coming out. Good. See, now you're thinking, Syndra. That's good. What do you want to do? Who's up?
I tried to shoot at it with my crossbow, but or my bow, and I'm pretty sure I missed.
Bullets, arrows are flying into the creature as it's lumbering down onto Noni. It misses.
Can't.
Do you want to move or rehide?
I'll rehide behind the pillar. I'm
Now,
behind right
attacking from stealth, I can roll it if you really want to, but your stealth is really high, especially with advantage. And let me pull up your sheet. Let me roll it just to be safe. You actually get advantage on your roll, but you rolled a 5 and a 6, so that's something to keep in
so
mind
neither
when
of
you're
them.
missing. Okay.
Okay.
And what I'll do is we'll roll it, and If you roll low, then we do it, and I'll just say, oh, you got the sneak attack, because you have a +7 stealth.
Yes.
How about this? For just brevity's sake, you can roll your stealth with advantage, okay?
Okay.
Every round, so you could just keep track of it yourself. Let's go to the next person up is Sinrose. The grease spell was out. I saw it. I need to make a dex save, right?
Yes.
Does it work against large creatures? It rolls a nat 2.
I don't think it matters.
It can work against any type large creatures, right? Or just anything within its zone. So you can't like cast grease on a great dragon or anything like that.
I guess you could. It's just there's just a size limitation on the grease. I'm not gonna put it down because it's a little big for this map.
Yeah, thanks.
So we're just gonna say that there's we're just
It
gonna say
falls prone.
Perfect.
right here.
Yep. There's a big old pile of grease. It falls prone.
He's gonna-
Plop!
Oh.
As it's just lumbering around and slips down. And it kind of falls down, but it can pick itself up next turn if it wants to, or move out of the grease. What else do you guys want to do?
That'll be it for me.
Sinrose. Okay. Let's go down to Irina. Now, anybody attacking it while it's prone gets advantage. And if you want to, Sinrose, you go to the status effects, take the prone one, put it right next to the creature if you really want to do it. It's just going to stand up or
God.
something, though. It's going to
The
crawl and
shadow
stand up.
is so ominous. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna get his ass.
All right, Irina.
My rapier.
You're going to go up and stab it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know it.
You're lucky because I was going to move right into that spot. You reach out with your rapier, stab into it. It just digs into like dirt, like balls. And Noni, you feel it. Something's calling to you. Let's go to the next turn. Irina is now engaged in combat. Noni, you're up. Now the moonbeam, the beam is right on it, right in front of it.
Yep. So I get to just bite it. All right. Okay. At 12?
No. You bite into it, it's just like chewing into a branch. You do it, and some mud comes off on your teeth, and it ranks. Let's go to... Is that it for you, Noni?
She makes sad
Puppy noises?
puppy noises.
I will roll. First of all, I'm going to roll the deck save. It's my turn now. As the giant ball of dirt. It fails its deck save. So it means it just doesn't like automatically stand up. Or it's unaffected, even though it's prone right now. Now, it can't move. It can crawl at half of its speed. It's not a very intelligent creature. Thanks, Noni. And let me roll for that save as well.
Taking damage from the moonbeam again, right?
That's right. That's what I'm
Yes.
doing. I rolled a nat 20. So he's doing pretty good on his saves.
So 1 damage?
Yeah. He takes half damage
Got it.
from Noni's moonbeam. It's going to pick its...
Noni's moonbeam will do 8 damage to it.
Oh.
It's going to crawl up.
8 total or 8 half?
I'm going to crawl up here, guys, with the guy.
Half of 17.
Yep, just mark it on the thing. It crawls up to fight Marcus. And it's still prone. It doesn't have enough movement to get out of it, but it gets out of the grease spell that was here. Now, both of you guys get attacks of opportunity. So that would be Irina and Noni at advantage since it's crawling from prone. It is still
So we-
prone, so we're just leaving the prone icon out here. So you,
So we attack him.
yeah, you rolled a 20, so do the damage, Noni. Mark it on it. Irina, you also hit as well. So you take the higher of the two numbers when you're attacking with advantage. So you rolled an 18. Your rapier just cuts off a little branch. A few leaves fall out.
Yeah.
You look down at your muscles. It is what it is. You were too busy playing musical instruments. Not out in the gym or whatever, right? It moves into Marcus's threat of attack, but it's going to attack now twice from prone, so at disadvantage. Trust me, we learned some of this stuff from EGOT, getting greased with EGOT. I had to read up on this a little bit. So attack number 1, Marcus, at disadvantage. A 12. so it doesn't hit. Attack number 2 is an 8. It doesn't hit. It's still prone, but next turn it can pick itself up.
Wow, rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Wow.
It's just like sloshing across the ground, just like mud and everything. It comes out dripping, soaking wet since it's off the water right now. Okay, it is now the next turn. Yeah, it's not a very dexterous creature.
Next turn, you mean it's Mallory's turn?
Mallory's turn. Yep.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna use a grit point, and I'm going to do a violent shot.
How many grit points do you want to expend?
I'll just go for 1 because.
Okay, mark it on your grit counter. It's also on the table, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to note a thing here because it also. I'm just gonna take 1 grit point because my misfire number is now 3 instead of 1, and yeah, I'll just go for a straight shot.
Now it's prone, so when you're shooting at a prone target, you actually shoot at disadvantage.
I thought you said at advantage on prone. Okay, that's fine.
But that's not true because imagine like you're shooting at someone, but they duck. They hit the deck. That means like you're shooting at disadvantage. Even with sharpshooter.
Range gets advantage.
Why?
Ranged gets disadvantage.
Yeah, she's shooting with the ranged gun.
Oh, okay.
So it's okay.
I roll again.
Well, no,
Yeah,
you already missed. That's the thing is you already rolled, right?
Jamie's broken.
Well, what? Why you say Jamie's broken? You rolled a 2.
Because when I use a violent shot,
you
it
used
extends.
a 2, right?
No, the misfire counter is now 3 instead of 1, and I rolled a 2.
I think it only goes up.
One.
I think it only goes up by 1 every time, so your gun jams.
Yeah, it misfires. The attack gains a +2 to firearm misfire score.
Yeah. So next round you can attempt to repair it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a move action?
I'll
Finally some bad luck for you, Mallory. You've been like critting everything.
Yeah, I'll just yeah.
You know, grumble a little bit. The life of an adventurer.
I'm like swearing at a halfling. Fucking bullshit.
You know, that's not how halflings talk. Don't they like talk like je ne sais quoi a little bit? There you go. Let's go to the next person here. Let's go to Mist. You guys should be rolling your d6s if you need to try to get the max hit points if you're within the bubble. Everybody's in the bubble, I think, except for Esmeralda.
Except for Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, the loner.
Yeah.
The lone wolf.
I don't know. I'll move. Can I get
this.
behind Marcus? How far is that?
Yep, and we're going to move your little token along with you like this.
Wee! I'm going to touch him again. I'm going to give him some
Smart.
resistance.
Very smart. Okay. So
What's
roll the d4. So that helps you on your saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, it made the whole board darker. That's interesting.
Interesting. Marcus, you're up.
I don't know where
So you
I
did a
put
move
that.
and an action. Your turn's over. Marcus, you're up.
I'm going to cast Booming Blade.
Add 4 to Marcus. You can add the token, the blue token out there. It's in your battle board there, area mist. You add it next to Marcus if you can. Booming Blade, boom. You cast it on him, so if he moves or whatever out of this range.
Well, I gotta hit him first.
Oh, you gotta hit him?
So
Okay.
Say, let the voices of justice ring.
Roll with advantage. 17, that's a hit.
Finally.
You just take your sword down and your shield, crack it into this thing. Now this thing is large. It's even laying down. It's probably as tall as you. But you try to like stab it into what would be like a neck. Wow, 15
Good amount
damage.
of damage.
Heck
And your
yes.
Booming Blade goes off, so put the
Wait.
token out for Booming Blade.
I rolled the wrong roller.
Oh, you did? You rolled the Great Weapon Master one. Yeah. And also you roll with your Hexblade Curse, right? So +2 damage. Mark it on the thing, right?
Yeah, so 11 damage.
Okay. We're going to go to the top of the round now. We're on round number 4.
Is it bloodied?
I'll have to look at its hit points in a second. I'll tell you if it's bloody when it comes to its turn or when I have some time. Let's go to Esmeralda.
Okay.
Now, if you're trying to shoot at it, it's disadvantage, but since you're attacking from stealth, you get advantage. They cancel each other out, so you attack normally.
Okay.
If you wanted to shoot your bow.
Yeah, just shooting my bow. 12. I'm guessing that's
Too
not a hit.
difficult. It hits off the railing. Do you want to move?
Yes. Can I move towards kind of where it came from? And can I use a bonus action to do like perception check if I see anything strange about where it came from?
Roll perception check. Now you're kind of outside the range of the torch, so you already have a disadvantage on stealth perception. So roll. When you're in with dark vision, you're in dim light. Dim light means you have disadvantage on perception rolls. Roll a perception roll with disadvantage.
That just means roll it twice, correct?
Roll it twice. Take the lowest of 2 number. Add your bonus. Let's go back to the initiative counter here. Let's move down to Sinrose. That grease messed him up pretty bad. You don't see anything unusual.
12 plus 3.
They're just it's pretty nasty back here. I mean,
15.
your boots are getting a little soggy. Your prosthetic leg is holding up though. Let's go to Sinrose.
I think I'm just gonna be a one-trick pony this battle, and we're gonna redo the grease right underneath him on the balcony up there as well.
Okay. So I will roll a dex. It's still prone, so I don't need to roll a save yet.
So if he saves and then goes up, then
I'll
he
roll
has
it
to
next turn. Yeah, that's right. So mark it on your spell sheet that you used it on the first level spell. Do you want to move at all, Sinrose?
What?
I'm feeling pretty good right here, right now.
Okay. Irina, you're up.
Jeez, what can I even do? I can't do much. I'm gonna.
Kind of wasted a lot of your resources getting to this point. That's kind of one of the things about Dungeons and Dragons, guys. It's like a little bit of resource management, knowing when to cast stuff and when not to.
I mean, I haven't really, but like, there's not. If it's not like an intelligent creature,
it's not an intelligent creature. You can do vicious mockery.
That's true.
Why don't you use it?
I mean, screw it. I'll do that. I'll be like,
hurl your insult.
Stupid ball of dirt. You're stinky. And that's what I'm gonna say.
Ouch.
It looks up at you a little sad. What did you roll? I have to roll a save, right?
You have to roll.
Am I freaking you out? What's in my
14.
roleplay? That's good. I passed. Yes. Wait. What is it based off though? No, I didn't. No, what is it though? It's a Constitution save.
It's a Wisdom save.
They call this bound of dirt the wise. The wise bound of it passes its save as a +0 to the roll. Let's go to who's up next. Noni. It is bloodied.
All right.
Good.
I am just gonna scooch myself just a little bit this way and avoid the grease, and I still have advantage because it is still prone. So I am gonna.
You're attacking up a 5-foot balcony, but for brevity's sake, we'll allow it. You can kind of reach up with your paws and snap at it, right?
Yeah.
Bite its butt.
We'll just pivot your character a little bit. So you're kind of pivot. You're like getting up on these little stairs, just railing a little bit.
22.
And you attack with
Nom,
advantage.
nom.
10 damage.
Now it's of a large size already, so even if you did hit it, you wouldn't have to roll the prone save, I don't think, right? The prone attack save. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
You also attack with advantage because you have pack tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
But I'm talking about your prone attack as a wolf.
Oh, no, I have to run, I think, a couple extra feet to do that.
No, because it's a part of being a dire wolf. But you can only do it against medium-sized creatures and below, I think. So just double check that.
It's already prone, so it's fine.
All right, it's going to make, first of all, it's going to make its dex save. I'm up. The ball of dirt. Blah, 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 blah. Nat 1 on the save. So it's still prone unless it wants to like crawl out, I guess.
Hold on. Did somebody add the 10?
I did. Yes.
You're
just to make it fast.
You didn't concentrate, so you didn't move. You went up to attack it, so you didn't concentrate and move your beam. I know I removed it, so it might be a little bit forgetful. It's attacking from a prone state now, guys. So it can't stand up unless it's going to crawl out. This shambling mound is not like a real mound of dirt. It's not very intelligent. It's just held together by, crazy magic. It swings out at Marcus. Attack number 1 at disadvantage. Attack number 2 hits. No, wait.
No, it's a 19. No.
19. Barely hits. You guys are just wailing on it. It's not doing anything. This is super easy. Let's go to Mallory. You want to fix your gun?
Forgot I keep muting myself. Yes, I'm fixing my gun, so that's a D20 plus 2 for proficiency with
Yeah.
the tools. I need to beat a 9. What's that?
You got it. You
That's
unjam the
okay,
gun.
okay.
Is that a bonus action or just an action?
It's an action, but I think I'm gonna use an action surge to shoot now.
Okay, as a fighter, you can. Rolled it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Now
just
you're
click
rolling, it's at
thing.
disadvantage.
Yeah, because he's prone.
Now, here's the thing. I think your character should be moving right over here, maybe, to get up on the ledge a little bit. You'd be shooting past a few people, or you could try to move around to the back side of it, but then it starts to get dark out here, you know? You
Yeah,
can't see back there.
yeah.
Please don't shoot me in the back.
Yeah, no. Actually,
You don't get any cover. I'm sorry, you could actually stay there. I'm sorry, as a sharpshooter, you can stay there.
yeah.
Do you want to
but
move your
he
character
said-
back?
He says he's prone though, so.
So the he doesn't get the bonus, the AC bonus. Why don't you just roll to hit and see what you want to do?
Yeah, let's just go action surge and shoot. I'm just gonna mark it on my sheet and then go back.
If you feel like I'm
here.
going too fast on your turn, tell me to slow down.
No, it's okay. I just need to
That's just
figure
for
out.
everybody though, because I don't
I
want to
just
feel
want
like
to
I'm
be a
missing.
good player.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're doing great.
Okay, Jamie, don't fuck me. That's
A
22.
disadvantage because you rolled a
Oh.
3, right?
So-
13. I'm sorry. So you actually miss because you're attacking a prone target.
Okay. So, okay, I'll just. Okay, so yeah.
It's
that's-
difficult to shoot against prone targets. I mean, Sinros, the grease giveth, the grease taketh away.
Well,
Yeah.
3 people are at advantage
But
attacking,
it's
so
you guys. It's good though. You guys are learning how to your abilities work amongst you as a group, so you can think about
Yeah.
comboing stuff.
3 to 1
Yeah.
is pretty good.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna plop him down so we can see that he's kind of prone right onto Marcus there.
Plop.
Okay, so let us go to who's up next.
Me.
Okay, go.
I'm gonna try to shoot it with a crossbow. It's not gonna hit Marcus, right?
Let's hope
No.
not.
Let's hope
So,
not.
yeah.
Your luck hasn't been the greatest. I
I
remember
know.
that.
I told you I rolled my 1d20 and
They
it's
got with
like
his mighty chain.
yeah.
Oh, you rolled well. Roll for damage.
Yeah. I forgot what it does.
Marcus, you're up.
I'm waiting for the damage.
It's fine. It's not gonna die.
You never know.
You almost crit a crit though. Nobody's hit the crit against this guy yet, all right? So.
And that's when I call to
That's
Tyr and say,
90.
please give me guidance. I cast Booming Blade again and whack it in the face.
Does your booming blade only last for 1 round?
It's 1
Basically, if
9.
the dum-dum decides to move, he gets D8 damage.
Yeah, he can't move right now.
Well, he did before, and I didn't
Okay.
cast it.
23.
I did 9 damage, by the way.
Mark it on his token.
12 damage.
Mark it on the thing.
There we go.
You guys are kicking its ass though. 100 damage, guys. It's still up. Tries to stand up for starters.
Wait, isn't it Esmeralda's turn?
Yeah, it's my turn.
I fucking skipped you, didn't I?
Yeah, you skipped like
Skip.
4 people.
I skipped like 10. I'm like, I gotta get up and attack. You guys are just destroying it. Round number 5.
Well, you can keep that
Let
roll
me
in
try
mind.
to
11.
hit you
Whoa,
though.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come on, guys. Let me play. All right, Esmeralda, you're up.
Okay, I move to there and I'm gonna shoot at it again with my short bow.
Shoot
At
it in the
disadvantage,
ass.
9.
Not gonna
Miss.
hit. Okay, and then I will attempt to hide.
Now, your dex is pretty high, Esmeralda. Suggestion. Yeah, I mean, I would try to move into the grease a little bit, but it's a give and take.
Yeah,
You get
not
plus
in the
2 to
grease
flank
yet.
it. You can
I
get.
moved.
It's a
I moved
dexterity
already,
save, though.
so
Yeah, I'm just saying it's
I
a
moved already.
Yeah, it's a dex save though.
Yeah.
Like if you move into this grease, you get it for. You just make a dex save. If not, you fall prone.
Yeah,
And then it
that's
would
next
just
turn. I couldn't move that far.
Now
this turn,
you wouldn't get sneak attack damage though, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Because what you're doing actually, so you can't sneak attack from here. You have to sneak attack from here. You got to be hiding behind something. Now, when you get your shadow feet or whatever, right? Since you're in darkness, you can hide anywhere.
Yeah.
You can hide out in the open because you're effectively invisible. I just want to get you prepared mentally so you see it in like everything, right? Who's up next? Sinros, the Grease Master.
No more grease for the moment. Just gonna have to make
Aw.
intelligence saving throws.
Okay. What nightmares does a shambling ball of undead have? No one knows.
Fire.
It passes on the second one, but fails on the first. So you get to roll 1d6 damage. I rolled a nat 20 on the second one. Let us go to Irina.
I'm gonna roast the ball again.
Okay, go ahead.
Vicious
Let me roll.
mockery. Yeah.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Bull's out to get you today.
Yeah.
Just throw your
Can
torch
I
at
at least get an insult?
Shit. That's what I say. Just point at it. Still in my cultist form. So
Great.
I'm all like buff and I'm like voice.
Awesome.
Like shitball.
Noni, what do you want to do? Your moonbeam is still out.
I moved the moonbeam.
Okay, that's your turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the moonbeam is on him. It's now the ball's turn, so I'm going to roll save on the moonbeam. Now, let's take a look here. It didn't roll over anyone, though, did it? Yeah, it wouldn't have rolled over Marcus by accident. And it moves pretty around. It can move around creatures pretty quickly, right? 60 feet or something. Did I roll? I rolled a nat 1, guys.
You rolled
On
a
the moon-
20 and a 1. I don't know why you rolled twice.
That was
The
for
20 was for the previous one.
Yeah, so I rolled a nat 1. Noni just rolled some damage, right? So mark the radiant damage down. That's full damage. I'm going to roll that save on the deck save to see if he stands up. What's the saving throw DC? I don't think it passes, actually. It's 14, right?
Yeah, my spell save is 14. So I don't know what that means to pass or not.
Is his dex even or negative?
It doesn't pass.
Ha! And Grace.
Why are you so mean? It actually
Beautiful.
doesn't say anything. It's going to attack with disadvantage against Marcus still, because he's the guy right in front of him. Makes kind of the most sense.
Whiff, whiff.
No, the second one whiffs, yeah. It's not hitting you at all. You're very lucky.
Thanks.
Let's go to the next turn. You guys need to finish this bad boy off. Who wants to finish him off?
Yep.
He's
Yep.
getting close.
Get his ass.
Come on, Mallory.
We're
I'm
cheering
getting
for
real
you.
frustrated.
We're all counting on you. All the pressure is
Yeah.
on
Your
you.
gun is
Alright.
smoking. I think I actually added an awesome gun smoke effect to your thing. I don't know. Let's take a look here.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
see,
don't-
I had a gun malfunction. See that?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
right there.
saw it. Yeah, earlier. Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh?
So she hit.
Did I hit? Is
You
it
rolled
20?
a nat. No, you rolled a 12.
No, she just rolled a 20.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's with the modifier, but I don't think 12 hits. It doesn't hit.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you rolled a hit with a 12. Oh, that's a miss, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm like.
I think its AC is like 14 or something.
You
Yeah, I think
you
it's
hit though with a 20. Roll for damage.
With the 12, she hits.
She rolled a 20. She has a +8.
Yeah.
Modifier is 8, Neil.
Oh, I'm
Oh, she
so
kept
sorry.
saying she did 20 damage.
No.
No, I'm just confused with the thing. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Neil, you
sis.
lose your next turn.
No, she just. I said she rolled a 20.
Go
She
ahead.
said, no, I
roll
rolled
for
a
damage,
12.
Mallory.
Roll a 12 plus an 8. That's 20.
Yeah,
Now
at
you're
disadvantage.
wrong.
So you already rolled a 2 for disadvantage for shooting it. You were 13 damage added to it.
13 damage.
The mound, the hail of bullets enters it at advantage. A few bits of mud sprinkle into Marcus's eyes as he makes a mistake in the game. Let's go to the
Right.
next turn, which is missed.
Can I light a torch and throw it at it? It sticks. It should light on fire, right?
You have to spend an action to light the torch, then another action to throw it. So then you
God
can.
dang it. Can I do a bonus action to take her torch?
You want to ask
Steal-
for
To
whose torch?
steal her,
It's a
to steal her
lamp.
torch so we all go
The
blind.
torch
I
will
will
go.
go blind.
It's a whole ass lamp.
Why don't you
It's a
cast guidance on
lamp.
Marcus?
Yeah.
I would cast guidance on Marcus just in case it stands
I
up.
know. Marcus, I'm touching.
I already
it.
have guidance. I already
Well,
have guidance.
because I broke my concentration to shoot it.
No, you didn't. That doesn't break your concentration.
Concentration would be casting
You can
another
shoot your crossbow if you
concentration
get if you
spell.
want. You can
Okay, I'm
still
gonna
keep.
shoot again.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, you only break concentration if you get damage and fail your roll,
And
or
this
you
thing
roll another.
This is the most
concentration
lame boss fight I've ever seen in my life, guys. You guys are just destroying
On the
this
ground,
thing.
struggling the entire
This thing has been
time.
just
Alright.
slopping
Jeez.
around. I was like,
Here,
oh, great, I'm gonna get the
here
dash
sends
attack.
his murderous ways. Hit.
Moment
That's a hit.
for everyone to understand that this encounter is actually labeled as one of the most deadly encounters in all of D&D.
I'm gonna smite this mofo too.
Oh, you're gonna blow some
You better.
things. Let's see how much damage he's
So
got.
12, 22 damage.
How much total does that have?
22
130?
damage. 22 damage.
What is that? 130?
There you go.
What about you?
Marcus can get the finishing blow. It's almost dead. It's only fitting though. If the
Death.
one who calls out, oh, it's Esmeralda, the monster hunter, is she gonna get the finishing blow? It's almost totally disintegrated, guys. Just peeling away, layer by layer, sticks and bones, smash off into the woods. It's just been laying in this pool of grease the whole game.
Oh, it's with. Oh, by the way, I smited and it's undead. It's another D8 damage.
How do you want to kill it?
Yay!
Oh, okay. I don't have to roll.
I just won't let you roll. He's got like 4 more turns, guys. He's not gonna get it.
I say, "Tia, send this abomination back to hell.
Let me pull out my descriptors. You crash down onto the shambling mound's face of balls, dirts, and bones. It begins to wither and wilt away as all necrotic life vanishes from it. What do you guys do?
Celebrate. Wine all
Yeah.
around.
Oh god.
I look around the room. Can I still feel the house deteriorating around us?
The house was shaking because of it, but Noni, the ball of dirt. Now in your wolf form, you can't do it. You have no hands. But something in that ball of dirt is there.
I
Call
drop
it.
my form and look for it.
Roll an investigation check.
Guidance, please.
I will touch her with guidance.
Go ahead, roll
No.
D4. Then roll it
Oh,
yourself, Noni.
And would somebody help me, please?
We'll just roll it just for brevity's sake.
Who has the thing again?
Investigation. It can't be.
Investigation.
perception.
2. All right.
We're
okay,
almost
plus
done,
2.
guys. We're going to do one little last thing and we'll take a break.
Can I use perception instead of investigation?
We'll just say with the help of everything, because you get like advantage on the roll too, because people are kind of helping you. I want you to like role play it a little bit though. Something's calling out to you in this thing. What do you want to do?
I want to immediately, with my bare hands, just be rummaging down in the dirt and the grass and like furiously moving everything aside to see if I can find whatever is calling to me.
What are you doing to this abomination?
Something
Do not
power,
interrupt.
something of power and great magic is in there. You pull it out. It is. I just whispered it to you actually too. It's like a crown of twigs and leaves. You pull it and it sucks right out of this shambling mound. As you feel the magic essence just feel your body, something powerful has just transferred over to you. But in doing so, the house, you've separated the magic. You guys have defeated the creature. The house begins to shake violently.
Get the crap
As
out of here.
Noni's removed it. Let me change the music up. This is what we call,
Run.
you guys are trying to run out of the whole
Yes.
place now.
Escape
Everybody
sequence.
needs to make, right now, everybody needs to make a dexterity roll as you guys
Ooh,
are
I can do
sprinting
Thanks,
that.
roll.
out.
Okay.
So
I can do
Noni
that
is going to turn
easily.
back into a wolf. When she has
You want to
the
turn
crown.
back into a wolf.
I have one left.
Okay, you turn back into a wolf. And I
Sorry,
linked you
it's-
the item.
It's a saving throw or a check?
I don't have access to it. It says access denied.
Okay, I'll unlink it after the thing, but you feel it, you put it on.
Oh, 22.
Something
Let's
great is-
go.
So how this works, guys, is the escape of the house. I changed it from the book. It's 3 dex rolls. The DC on the first one is 10. Anybody who rolled less than a 10, I'm gonna roll for damage.
I'm
Damage me.
casting guidance on myself.
You have no time. I'll allow 1 guidance roll
Okay.
on the next save, but beyond that, you guys are just trying to book out of this house. The first damage is
Damage.
D4. Parts. Oops, I rolled it. I'll just count the D4 I rolled, which is 1 damage, as bits of the house are falling down on you. The whole house, the necrotic energy that bound the house together, is beginning to come apart. You guys made it up now to the top, like the house floor. The windows are open. They're blowing out. They're shattering. Everybody needs to roll another dexterity save.
Roll.
You guys are just hightailing it up.
Oh, 9.
The DC on this one is 15. As the
fuck.
upper floor of the house begins to collapse, bits and pieces.
Oh wait.
Nobody got really injured, so I mean, I
17,
expected
I
some
got
of you guys to be
17.
like dropping dead from this, but nobody's really injured.
17.
So what happens if we were under 15?
I'm gonna
Give me
roll a
the damage.
D6, 3 damage.
D6.
These are the houses and stuff. Everybody's kind of like, as you guys are just running as fast as you can, you guys are escaping the house now. You guys have broken out of the death house. As many before you failed to do so. One last save. You turn back. The whole house is beginning to crumple up. You look in the window as it's crumpling up. You see the ghost of the maid silhouetted as the whole house begins to
I'm gonna use
crash.
a lucky token
Sure, go ahead.
to reroll.
The last DC is 20.
Oh my god, I still missed it.
Didn't matter.
The whole house. You guys have made it out of the house, but the necrotic energy as it begins to form into a ball of light. You see the basement. It's totally exposed now. But it's like whole energy is coming out. You guys have just no time to even assess or whatsoever. The mist you think is still out here that could kill you, right? The whole house collapses. Whoever failed the DC 20 save, D8 damage.
Thank
As the
you,
house-
10 hit points.
Explodes.
Oh my
By the way,
God.
the thing is, the house explodes, so that's the first one, D8.
Ouch.
Then it releases a blast of necrotic energy.
Bruh.
I'm gonna roll
5d20.
I'm gonna roll just a D6 for the necrotic energy. This is necrotic energy as a huge shockwave blows everybody apart as the death house is finally destroyed. 6 damage. But now
It's just taking all my time.
you're all level 4. But
Yay.
before
Yeah.
that happens, you all are collapsed now. Just a huge explosion goes off. A shattering of wood, sparks, and necrotic energy fills the air. Marcus, though, almost coming out of unconsciousness from this explosion. Just being
I
knocked.
got hit by everything.
I know. You got you're just getting beat around like a pinball machine. You're like kind of getting up. All of you guys have just collapsed, running out together as you survived the death house. That's claimed probably hundreds, if not thousands, of victims and adventurers that have just wandered into Barovia. But you look up. You hear like a crackling, like a fire, and all of you see it. It's a man mounted on a horse. On the hooves, as you're looking up the horse now, you see smoke, flame, a horse of like smoke and flame. He's up there on top of the horse. He looks down at you and he says, "Welcome to Barovia." And that's where we're going to take our break.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
So you guys can level up now to level 4. How the level up works, you gain all your abilities and spell slots back, but you do not gain your hit points back. If you need to roll your hit dice, roll them now. But if you have your fate point, you use it and get the max HP, right? You guys had this huge explosion. You're all knocked prone. So I put the prone icons on all of you. And a mounted figure on ash and smoke, basically. He has a goblet in his hand, and he goes, "Welcome to Barovia." What do you guys do?
Stand up.
You all stand up, so we'll remove the tokens. He dismounts. He smacks the horse's ass. You hear it neigh. It vanishes into the air. And you see him, he's just holding a cup. Let me rotate his model a little bit. And he kind of steps forward a smidge. And he just looks at you.
must say, this was probably the first introduction to a country I've ever had.
I'm glad you have arrived. How rude of me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Strahd von Zarovich, Lord and Master of Barovia. I have many titles, though, as you well know. The Ancient One, King of Barovia, Lord of Barovia, the Shadow of the Night, Bull's greatest champion, the Dark One.
Where's Ambrosia?
How rude. And who are you, sir?
Answer my question. Where is
He looks over his
Ambrosia
shoulder.
Vigil?
He holds out the goblet. He looks over his shoulder. A figure emerges from the mist. 1 second. The mist behind him is quite difficult to see through. You don't know what else could be out there. Ambericius Vigil steps forward out of the mist and takes his goblet from him. I'm going to link you the picture of Ambericius Vigil. Esmeralda, you look at Ambericius' eyes, you know something is wrong. It's too late. She's been turned into a vampire. And I'm going to link you the picture.
Light skin. Nothing a little sun won't fix.
It's a really cool picture of her with the eyes. She's been turned. She gladly accepts Strahd's cup and takes a few steps backwards at near the edge of the mist. And Strahd goes, "You did not introduce yourself, stranger. You are an uninvited guest to my lands. What brings you here?"
Brought us here was your treacherous magic with Ambrosia. We found your letter. We know what you've been up to. We've come back to save her.
Ambrosia, if you want to be saved, now is your chance to go. And she takes a step forward and goes on to around Strahd, and she just kind of goes on to him, you know, like puts his arm around him and gives him a kiss on the cheek. Well, I'm sorry there, Paladin, but it looks like she's right where she wants to be. Now, what is your name, sir?
My name is Marcus Darkbane, and I'm here to avenge the Vigil family from your treacherous magic.
And who are the rest of you? Does he speak for all of you? This rude stranger, uninvited to my lands?
Oh.
Now, Noni, you can speak to him if you want to. In your wolf form, with the crown of Orion on. You can speak telepathically to any creature.
Oh, I
That
thought
as
that
long.
meant-
No, you could speak to anyone now in your wolf form. Is everybody else just standing there?
I remove my swords from if I like have them both out ready to go.
You draw your
Noni
weapons
turns
on
to
him?
Marcus then
Mhm.
and goes, "Oh look, he is more handsome than you. I don't blame her. She could have done very well for herself."
I don't know, is he?
Just tiptoe close to Mark and say, "So, what now?"
Ambericius hands the glass of dark liquid back to Strahd.
If
She
you take
doesn't
another,
seem-
if you take another drink of that, I will zap it out of your hand with the might of Tyr.
How rude. I've invited you as a guest here. You are uninvited, and you have not even told me your name, sir.
We just got out of the death house. We have your letter in our possession of dark magic. where you possessed this woman?
My magic might be different from yours, but that does not make it bad. All magic, it comes from the gods. Why is my magic bad and yours good?
What did the letter say exactly? In Abyssal, the worst tongue known to mankind?
Which letter? I write many letters.
No, I'm not asking you.
I think it said "come to me." I can't quite remember the exact language. Can I be heard?
Esmeralda, you're starting to put it together a little bit, right?
From the letter, I know that he is the devil himself, that my mentor came to slay. I trust him. I do not trust him whatsoever. And I refuse to speak to him.
Some call me the devil. Some call me God. It depends on who you speak to. For I am the immortal one. The unkillable.
We'll test that.
Many have tried. You will not be the first, nor the last, I'm sure. But please, show some courtesy. He kind of does a curtsy. Be nice, from one lord to another. Show some respect, please.
I show no mercy to those who enchant and bewitch others.
Just because you are immortal does not mean what all what folk imagine.
Well, I don't know what you said.
Being immortal...
Your accent's hard to follow.
Being immortal, well, your accent as well is hard to follow, for you are not Barovian. But now you have your answer. Ambericius is here with me. She does not want to go with you.
Well, she never did anyways, but being cursed did not help the situation.
Ambericius, are you happy here? She turns to him. She says, very happy.
Can I telepathically reach out to Ambericius?
Yes.
And see if I can find a second person in Ambericius's brain to reach out to?
It doesn't really work like that. It's just like a direct form of... It's just a direct form of communication, so you can speak to people in your wolf form.
Okay, then I will reach out directly into her mind and ask her, is this your choice? Is this your choice? Is this the decision that you wish to make freely and without compulsion?
Absolutely.
And do I think that that is true?
Roll an insight check.
Okay.
Ooh, I could use detect thoughts to do what you were just talking about.
Now you'd be casting magic in front of Strahd.
Technically, she can do it without any of the components with that.
Yeah, because I got it from my feet.
Okay.
Insight's +4.
He looks out of his vampire eyes. He's like... Being a
Strahd, if we're going to start on a trusting relationship, then I pull out my sword. Then you don't mind answering some questions in truth.
Can we
Please do not point your sword at me, sir. I have not pointed at mine.
The sword is not as a weapon.
You see that he has
the sword is for truth.
He has a weapon of his own, and as a matter of like nobility, he has not drawn it on you.
Yes, this is not a sword of fighting. This is a sword of truth, as I've said for the third time. Answer some questions in full truth, and we should see if your nobility ranks up to your otherwise uncouth manner.
Well, if you wish to reach into the mind of a god, who am I to stop?
Sure. Hold on, I gotta pull up the spell.
So basically, Strahd has to make a save.
No. I'm asking him to willingly fail the save.
Yeah, he can willingly fail.
As
if he wants to willingly fail, yes.
Yes, otherwise I'll know he passed, and then we can stop the charade.
Being immortal is not what all folk imagine. You take wild risks, chase extreme sensations, and then there comes a point. You've done it all. And then it all becomes just boring and monotonous. The trick is to plow through that moment. Go further. Reach beyond what is known as possible.
I rolled a natural 20. And I have a 24.
She seems
on
like
instinct.
she's telling the truth. She wants to stay with him.
No, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Yeah,
Well,
I know. You're
Marcus,
casting
I
Zone
did
of
the
Truth.
thing, and I'm trying to get that result.
Oh,
I gave you the
you're
results.
actually
Correct.
trying to. I'm not gonna ask you any questions.
You basically have spoken to Ambericius through telepathic thoughts through your wolf form.
Oh, that's what she's doing.
And the insight has revealed that Ambericius, for all intents and purposes, is happy where she's at. She smiles back at you with her vampire eyes.
Right, but my question was more, is that a compulsion happiness, or is it like, does it feel more like a real happiness?
Strahd looks at you. What is real?
Okay, so
I
I'm
am
gonna
real.
cast the spell.
Real would be her choice, rather than you making her feel that way.
You cast the spell. Go ahead. Ask a question.
Do you want me to read it for you?
I've read the spell. I know what it does.
Okay. So ask him now. He can't lie to any question.
If he wants to.
Sure. Is he trying to pass the
He
save?
hasn't rolled a save yet. But I can roll.
Yeah,
I can roll a saving throw in secret.
If he's
you want.
rolling the save, that means he's intentionally trying to resist the spell's effect. Which I'm telling him to willfully fail the save.
We're just kind of role playing.
I'll just know if he's not doing it or not.
Go
An
ahead.
affected creature is aware the spell is being cast and can avoid answering questions, and they can willfully fail the save.
Seems you guys have been talking to him for like a minute or two. He seems amused by the fact that you want to ask him a question.
Well, I'm casting on him and Ambrosia because it's in a 15-foot ball.
And whatever other creatures may be lurking.
Sure.
Roll a perception check, Mist. Esmeralda, what do you do? Your swords are out. Strahd
I'm
looks at
gonna-
you with a stern look. He thinks it's quite rude.
I'm gonna sheath my swords and I'm going to. What happened to the Durst family?
They disobeyed my orders. They found
were your
unwilling
orders?
adventurers like yourself, traveling forth, lost throughout my lands. They lured them into this unholy house. It was not to my approval. I warned them, and it appears that the problem, you have solved it. Thank you.
How did you warn them?
I wrote them a letter, of course.
We read that letter.
And you know that I warned them.
Wait a minute. So they were luring people in before they were dead?
No, there was dark magic cast upon them, keeping them in there.
Roll an insight
Okay.
check. Irina.
Me? Oh god.
I rolled a 21, by the way.
For what? The perception?
me
There is
just-
other.
yeah.
You can feel it. There's something, more creatures out into the mist
An insight
that have just
check?
not revealed themselves at this time.
Give me 1 second.
Did you? Yeah, you guys delete the tokens. Let me delete the perm token. You guys are all standing up. You guys are free to do. If you, the battle board is just out there. We're just role playing though. If you want to start moving around and acting weird, cast magic. That's fine.
Ugh. Can I use my lucky point?
Yeah, you can re-roll it. You have to mark it on your sheet.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just go over. Crap, it's so hard to navigate on the app. Lucky point. Gonna just re-roll it.
Stranger traveling with a wolf. though.
14. It's better than a 5.
While she's looking, it says you know whether each creature succeeds or fails its saving throw. Did he willingly fail it, or did he succeed?
Amused by what you're trying to do, he willingly.
No, I'm
fails.
asking the DM.
He willingly fails, amused
Thanks.
by what your actions are. What did you roll, Irina? A 14?
Yeah.
What was this about? It was a insight check of some kind?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I asked was like, so like they were luring people in before they were dead, because like the note.
Strahd's
was
up to
obviously-
something. He's not telling the whole truth behind the situation.
It's best to ask him yes or no questions since he can't lie.
Well, then I will. I'll give him a little curtsy, right?
The thing is, he might just
Thank you.
not
milady.
answer yes or no.
He looks down at Miss. Thank you, milady.
My name is Miss. Who else is with you?
Do you wish to see them?
Yes.
It's rude of me not to invite everyone. He looks back. And he just takes a step forward to make room for everybody out of the mist. And part of the mist dissolves behind him, revealing some more figures.
Nobody's.
Whoever has a history check, make it now.
I think he dissolved too, by the way.
Who?
Who
Who dissolves?
disappeared?
He dissolved. I'm pulling him out again, don't worry. Oh boy.
Do we have to have proficiency in history?
Yes, you do.
I do have a.
Do I have to
history.
do it? Because I have half the.
We changed the rule on that. You get to roll on it, even with Jack of all trades.
11.
Oh. Let me see what my history is. +3. Somehow.
The DC is 15.
Ooh.
Did anyone pass?
I got an 18.
You see
Yay.
him, a figure. You hear the clanging of armor. You can't believe it. You heard about him. He was a mercenary that traveled east. It's one of the old legendary heroes that went off to fight in the last war. You don't know who it is.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you who it is. He emerges out of the fog. You recognize him as the legendary adventurer, Red, the Fallen, or the Turned. Strahd has turned Red, the famous warrior of old, into a vampire spawn. I'm going to link you some more pictures, guys. Here's a picture. This is, it also might have some history about the particular characters. There is Red, the Fallen, and pictures of them too, to kind of accompany them. If you check out their models, they're pretty cool. I've also added some models and things like that. And I'm not going to be too shy. We're going to add some, there's also some more history about these particular characters as well. He's like, these are my brides. Let me introduce them to you. This is Anastasia von Zarovich. This is her right here. This is Violetta von Zarovich, right here. This is Ludmita von Zarovich, the eldest of my brides. And of course, Red. What do you guys do?
Do you like wearing clothes? Looks like you don't like wearing clothes.
Which one?
The ladies.
Which one?
They're very seductive. They move seductively out of the clouds of the mist.
Aren't you
that
cold?
just is... Which one are you talking
like
to?
a sweater.
Which one
And
are you
just-
talking to?
Any one of them.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah,
like, hey girls, aren't you cold?
They just look at you and like, their fangs show a little bit.
Okay, I just hide behind Marcus.
Move your character behind Marcus.
And I just hide, boop. Don't trust them, by the way. I said this to Marcus.
He's admiring that you're just stunned in front of him. Kind of answering, maybe absorbing all the knowledge and stuff.
Oh,
You
that's
guys can
my
read about him later if you want to. You don't have to
Okay.
go through all of it. You know, just check out the pictures.
Mhm.
So you guys get an idea for who you're looking at.
Big beefy dude.
I don't really know what Sinros would do here. Can't really help out the interrogation all too much. They all seem to be covering that pretty well.
These are
Just
my
all-
brides.
I'm enamored by them. I think they're beautiful.
Well, I will tell you what. I am here at this morning hour, right before the sun comes out. And you look up at the sun, it's trying to come out, but it's being covered by mist and clouds. Now, Esmeralda, you know that light strikes a vampire, it hurts him. But the clouds are just too much. As the sun is coming over, it's just over the horizon, the trees and the mountains are blocking the sun completely. Strahd seems unaffected by it. There's just not enough sunlight out. And he says, I am looking for a woman. She was traveling east. I believe she was running from wolves. Have you seen her?
Looks like
Nope.
You look like a cultist member, by the way, Irene.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I'm still like all beefy.
What do you guys do? He's looking intently at all of you now.
I'm gonna say no, we haven't seen her.
Roll a deception check.
I was about to say, do all of us have to do deception?
I get a natural 17 with deception, I believe.
Strahd is going to counter roll with his perception. The roll is hidden.
Okay.
But I roll it on my special board over here. You have to roll a d20. You could roll higher than a 17.
Yeah, I could. I'm just, yeah. Okay.
One thing we kind of didn't do for role-playing purposes, Irina kind of carries herself with an essence of like elegance, like royalty. Much more even refined than you, Marcus,
I'm gonna
as a noble.
add that to it, I believe. So if I get over yeah, I just get a 17.
Perfect.
So
He looks out at he looks down, up and down at everyone. He's just trying to check he's seeing what you denied he's a cultist member. He seems to take it at face value for now. Now, I imagine Strahd, I posted the picture of him on here. I imagine him, he looks a lot like a 25-year-old. Timothy Chalamet, the guy from the Dune trailer with the wavy brown. I think it's a perfect look for Strahd, personally. Like this young, handsome man. He's probably about 6'1". He wears these Barovian furs. You can also look at his model there if you want to. He still has the cup of blood in his hand. And by the way, even though you threatened him, Marcus, he's respected it, and he's not drunk. You told him you threatened him. He's like, do not drink out of the blood.
Oh, yeah.
His container.
I
his
will
goblet,
shoot it if he drinks it.
Which would be we'd have to roll initiative.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been told.
He's like, he looks around and he looks at, I'm going to roll a d6 to determine he's looking for a woman.
Oh, there's 1, 2, 3.
I followed her. She was screaming. I believe running through the woods. He looks over at Mallory. Have you seen her? She was heading
Nope.
this way, I'm sure of it.
Nope.
Roll a
No.
deception roll.
You better
Shit,
deceive
where am
him.
I? Here. Deception. Do I have any bonus on perception? Sorry. Probably don't. Where is it? Deception here. No, it's just a straight one.
Strahd has not done really anything. He's
Oops.
not casted any spells. He's just sitting there,
Sorry.
chillin'.
just relaxing, talking with you guys, having a good time.
It's not +3. It's just the one.
It says, do not lie to me, child.
You're talking child. I'm like older than you. I'm pretty sure.
I am the Ancient One. I am over 500 years old.
Never mind.
And it doesn't make sense, because the world is only about 400 years old. He couldn't have been around during the time before the Titan War. Something is wrong. But he's in Marcus's zone of truth. He seems to be telling the truth as well.
Marcus, are we in the future or something?
I have to put out Ambericia's model. She's out there too.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know.
Does that match up with the dates and everything that we've been reading elsewhere, like the year that Arena said it was, and the date on the deed?
The date on the deed, we couldn't really make out.
The
Like,
deed
it
was
didn't make
strange. It
sense
said
to
like
us.
400
Yeah.
years old. And he looks over at Marcus. What is your question?
Oh, good. I thought you were going to take a drink.
He just kind of like wisps it in front of his face a little bit to taunt you.
Why are you looking for the girl?
I think she is someone.
And what if she is?
Tell me, have you seen them?
No, don't answer a question with a question. What would you do if you found her?
Make a charisma save as he stares deeply into your eyes.
Fine.
He is trying to charm you. The DC is high.
Of course it is.
I need to get over to him.
You can't touch him. Yeah.
Fuck.
Because he's talking back and forth with Marcus.
I know.
Oh.
Marcus fails to save. Do you want to use your do you have an inspiration point?
What's that do?
You're basically charmed by him. You're his best friend now.
Oh god.
He's like, sheath your weapon. You sheath your weapon.
I was gonna do that, but okay.
He says,
That's a great idea, friend.
He says, have you seen this woman?
What woman? I'll tell you all about what women. What do you need, sir?
I'm looking for a woman. She was traveling east.
Strahd,
Yes.
what if we could help you find this woman?
As the lord of the land, you should serve your lord.
Of course,
Okay.
and if we can find this woman for you, would there be some sort of reward?
A great reward. What did you have in mind?
Well, considering that Brisha's all happy with you, we just need some sort of compensation for not bringing her back. In addition to a finder's fee, if you will. I'm sure, being as old as you are, you have some great items that you
He
can
drinks from
offer
his
our
goblet
hand.
now, since Marcus is charmed. He won't attack Marcus will not attack Strahd. What? Sorry,
Oh,
as
just
well.
just saying. I'm sure you have some items worth value to my party if we brought this
You look at
woman to you.
the history check that Irina made. You look at the one of the vampire spawn, which is red. He's carrying a very powerful sword, a great sword. And if you look at his model, you can see it. And they're all carrying pretty valuable weapons themselves. You guys are already kind of beaten and battered and things like that, but Strahd you guys are taking an assessment of the situation. You're not tactically outmatched. It
So,
seems.
Strahd, old friend, what do you need help with?
Have you seen this woman?
So,
You need
Strahd.
to describe her.
She has red hair.
I'm going to shove into Marcus and in
Good.
mind be like, shut up, Marcus. Just smile and nod. I realize he's being charming, but smile and nod.
Are you-
Look at him. You even said he was more attractive than me, and he is, by all purposes. Why
Yeah,
are we?
you
Why
probably don't
are
have-
we being so rude to him?
Kind of nod
I
with my nose towards Esmeralda to keep talking.
So,
I
Strahd,
deeply apologize.
I feel like we need a good rest. So, do you have a town we could go to in order to regroup? And then we will search for this woman that you're trying to find.
Well, as visitors to my lands, it is apparent that you have not seen this woman. You've succeeded in convincing him. But, as visitors and undivided guests, I must ask from each one of you 3 strands of hair.
Oh, by all means, yes.
Marcus takes off his helmet, walks towards him, and hands Strahd
That seems more than reasonable.
3 strands of his hair.
Oh God.
He says, "Thank you," and he puts it like into like a pouch, like almost like a spell component pouch.
May I ask
Marcus
why you want our
takes
hair?
a step back.
I am a
Strahd,
bald cultist. I just want to
if-
point that out.
If you would like our hair, I think we would like to at least know.
As you wander about my lands, I must make sure you are safe.
Seems completely reasonable. Everyone, please provide my friend with 3 strands of your hair.
I will collect
There's no
them
reason to be rude.
for you. Can I go back here, pull off? Can I pull off about 18 hairs off of the bear rug? and then
Make a
bring it
deception
back.
roll. That's pretty clever. I'm gonna give you an,
Really
I'm gonna
clever.
give you an inspiration point for that one.
That's
Let me
awesome.
find that. Where's it at? So there you go.
No,
Big
Marcus.
That's pretty clever. Roll a deception
okay.
roll though.
What? It's I have 2 on it.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one with like different colored hair, but he can't see it because I have a hood on.
Who else? So I'm gonna go around. Let's start with Mallory. Are you giving him 3 strands of hair?
I thought we were doing with like Esmeralda's plan.
I think I just failed it.
He says, as you kind of
Okay.
come. Okay, well, let's start with Esmeralda first. Esmeralda's standing right in front of Strahd. You walk forward. He looks at the like kind of clump of. You've kind of grabbed like a clump of the hairs off frantically. You've tried to make like maybe a stealth roll or something, and he says, "Do not fool me, child. I have seen it all before." And he makes an attack roll on you to try to grab your hair from your head. I'm gonna roll. It's a surprise attack.
Oh my god. He's gonna yank.
He rolls a natural 1, so he misses you. You duck. You duck out of the ways. Like
And as he goes to grab for my hair, can I take that the bear hair and grab that instead of my hair?
roll a sleight of hand check.
Oh, okay. Much better at that.
He rolled a nat 1, so I'll allow it. I mean, even though he is Strahd, I mean this is like unbelievably bad luck.
That's all this game is luck.
Silly
A little bit.
Strahd.
Wait, yep. Do I get advantage? Yeah, I do have advantage on this, I'm pretty sure.
No, you don't.
Or I
But you
don't-
rolled a
okay.
23. It works. He does not get your hair. And he says, "Thank you." And you step away. It works. He doesn't grab your hair. And he looks around. He goes to Mallory. "Your hair, please."
Shit. Okay.
Folks, this is taking too long. We're being very rude.
I go back here and I hand Cineros some hair as well of the bear.
Make a sleight of hand check. Mallory, what are you doing? He's asking you to step forward. Are you just chilling back here, kind of being rude?
Question. I've been often
I'll
rubbing
just,
up against
like-
Mallory and encouraging her throughout this entire fight, and there was a couple times where we were next to each other in battle. Would she be able to pick off some of the wolf hair?
Mallory was kind of in the back shooting. She wasn't really close to you in wolf
Yeah, there was a
form.
couple times though that I was close.
Roll
to
a
her.
20. Decided that. You got to roll like an 18 or higher or something like that.
Does my pass to
You rolled a
17?
17.
Yep.
I'll roll it against Strahd's perception when she comes up.
What?
Okay, I'll just fuck it. I'll just go and like take it and then
Step
like
forward, child. Closer. Are you getting closer to him?
Oh my god.
one teeny step at a time.
Do not be scared, child. Closer. I'm here to protect you. Do not be foolish like the Dursts.
Well, that makes it pretty clear what happened to the Dursts.
I just like for the just hanging like arm's length of my very short arms.
Do you hand him some hair?
Yeah.
He takes 3 strands of hair from you. Thank you.
And then I go back there, Marcus.
He looks over at Noni, the wolf.
I present my tail so he can take whatever he wants.
He says, "Drop your form. I want the real hair."
Would he know that I'm in wild shape though?
Would he?
He hasn't communicated with him at all, so.
Something is happening. You don't know. He knows that you're in wild shape.
Okay.
Please, child. It is almost fully dawn out, and I must go back to Ravenloft. Make a history check, Esmeralda.
Oh, I.
Not Esmeralda, I'm sorry, Irina.
History. God, what is my history? It's 3. 3.
He
Roll.
Marcus, he looks over at you. He feels like he's just looking at you for a second, though. What do you do?
I got a 19.
Ravenloft is it flashes back in your mind, and you're starting to gain some of your memory back. Ravenloft is a magnificent castle where he dwells in. And in our first game together, when I said there was something shrouded that was preventing you from seeing it, near the village of Barovia, up in the mountains there, is an ominous castle. I will link it later for you personally, so you can look at it as you know more about it. Noni, what do you do?
So I am going to... So I'll drop my form.
Thank you for being so kind. Change your model. Perfect. Come closer, child.
There's nothing to be worried about. He is nothing but a friendly guest.
Thank you, Lord.
No, the pleasure is mine.
Amberese just looks at you and just shakes her head a little bit, and you hear her whisper, "Pathetic." You can do that even when you're charmed. You can kind of go like, you're just, Strahd is like your best friend. That's all it is. That's all it means.
Is Strahd undead because he's a vampire?
He is undead.
100% undead?
100%. You know this because of your training with Van Richten. And you start to put it together. This is the guy that Van Richten was looking for. He's right here.
I was gonna try to charm him, but I can't.
No. He's undead. He has no... His soul is being carried by something or someone somewhere else, not of this plane. So simple spells like that won't work. Noni, what do you do?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as I'm dropping my form,
Okay.
pull some of my wolf tail out into my hand.
Make a sleight of hand check. And I'm going to roll against Strahd's perception. His vampire lord eyes look upon you. He's looking right at you. By the way, when Strahd tried to grab your hair, Esmeralda... Sorry, go ahead.
At the same time, I'm going to ask Ambrosius to tell me what you really think. So I'm talking directly to her. He has no idea that I'm talking to her because I can wear the crown.
Sure.
And talk to someone. So I'm going to ask her, so how badly do you really want to be with Marcus?
She says out loud, "That loser." You make a sleight of hand roll? Roll your sleight of hand roll.
But I'm trying to use her as a distraction.
Strahd is looking right at you. He's not like looking at Ambrosius. I mean, because you're telepathically speaking. You rolled a 13?
Yeah.
He says, "Please, this is for your own safety." The eyes of 1,000 lives looks at you. The Ancient One stares deep into your soul. Says, "Do not be so disrespectful, and do not make me ask again. 3 strands of hair, please." He's growing.
Don't be so rude. He has been nothing but a humble guest so far.
Just gonna punch Marcus in the back.
Marcus,
Are you finally doing that?
Marcus takes a punch. Roll a check. Right, Marcus? You need to roll another saving throw, since you've taken 1 hit point of damage.
No.
No, I have
now
no
that the
strength.
cat's
that
out of
does
now that
nothing.
the cat's out of the bag, if you
It doesn't
harm me,
break.
I'm no longer
No,
charmed.
that's not how this works.
Oh.
You have to roll a saving throw. Go ahead,
Okay.
Well,
Noni.
I hit him
What do you?
earlier.
You have
just
to
rolled
harm
up again.
me.
You have to hit with 1 hit point
No,
of
I
damage.
said
You
I hit
actually
him
have
with my butt.
Let's rewind a little bit. Noni, what are you doing? You're right in front of him. He's asked you, "Do not be rude. Give him the hair." Do you give him the hair? He's just going down the line right now, asking for everybody's hair.
I don't want to is the problem, and it's very frustrating to me that he could see through my wild shape.
He's
So,
getting angry. He takes a swipe at you to basically take it from you. I'm going to roll an attack roll with him.
okay.
Now, it's kind of a called shot, so it's -2. That was a rule I put in, right? I'm looking at all this stuff, dude, guys. He doesn't hit you.
He doesn't?
No, he doesn't. I rolled a nat 1 again. Very lucky. He says,
So-
do not make me swing again, child.
I'm going to hold them out, and as I drop them, I'm going to use my druidcraft.
You've already kind of failed on it, so now whatever you do is like at an extreme disadvantage.
Fine, I give him the hair.
You hand him 3 strands of hair. It says, thank you, child. Step back. He goes down the line. Missed. Do you step back, Noni, or are you going to stay right next to him? You can move your
I'll stay
model.
right next.
He says, can you please give me some space? So far, the zone of truth is still up. Mist, what are you doing?
I will slowly move towards him and not look at him.
He sees your symbol of Voltun. It says, that god does not live here.
What?
He points at your emblem around your neck. The god of Voltun. Says that god does not live here. Now please, the hour is late. I'm gonna move the time up to 8:30.
I'm just gonna hurriedly hand him 3 strands of my hair.
Sorry, I'm just gonna change the lighting a little bit. It's still kind of very cloudy out. You hand him 3 strands. Says, thank you, child.
I
Please
just
step.
quickly go back.
How polite.
Can I, like, when this is happening, can I take, like, turn my short sword upside down so I have, like, the pommel on the other side and then just trying to hit Marcus Funny Bone?
Roll an attack roll. He's wearing full plate mail. Did
Wait,
you roll a
what's that?
saving throw, Marcus?
I mean, if you want to do it differently.
You have to do it for this. This is another ability. It's not like what you're thinking. You're
Okay,
under a
what saving
powerful
throw?
charm spell.
What saving throw am I rolling?
I think it's charisma. Let me take a look.
Okay.
Or like what,
Just roll
or-
for starters. Let's see if
Or
we're
when
in the
I
ballpark.
pushed him in the back?
This is for, when you punched him.
Okay,
kinda.
I was wondering if that didn't work.
For brevity's sake, Strahd looks at it. He's kind of amused that, Mallory's hitting it. He kind of waves his hand a little bit. The charm, he willingly breaks the charm. And then as he does it, he takes his goblet, drinks a little bit.
I was like, finally! I was under a charm spell. I turn around and I grab his hand and I grab for the hair back.
You
I was like,
you have to
"You're
go
not
up and make a
doing such things."
you have to go up and make a grapple check. Do you want to
I
make
don't
a
think
grapple
that's a good
check
idea.
against Strahd?
Goodness gracious, are you trying to get killed? 'Cause we will get yeeted immediately.
Marcus V.
Just a natural. I don't know what you want me to add to it.
Strahd makes a counter roll. You have to add your strength or athletics to the grapple. Oh, you actually have to hit him first. So you didn't even hit his AC. So you're not attacking him with any weapons. You're just trying to grab him. So you just add your strength modifier.
Sure.
He says, "Will you please stop being so rude? This
No,
is for
why
your
did
own
you
safety.
Why did you take the hair?
It's for your own safety. You're traveling aimlessly throughout my lands. Wolves were out earlier, attacking people.
Describe safety, because we don't need your protection. So the hair's back, please.
Do not be so rude."
The hair's
He
back,
looks over at
please.
Sinros. He kind of ignores Marcus. "Step forth, gnome." He says to you in gnomish.
Did my stealth check to hand Sinros the hair work?
Did you roll it? You don't
Yeah, I
roll a
did. It
stealth
was-
check, you roll a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, it was a 17, I believe. I rolled it a little while ago. Yeah, it was a
He
17.
wasn't literally paying attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look at the hair from Sinros and then see if it matches, though, and I'll just do a roll.
Hold on one second. I was gonna say, as she hands me the hair, but since everything else was going on, I wasn't. I'm going to use my hat of disguise to change my hair color and texture to match the bear fur. So this is as she hands it to me, not like as I'm walking up.
Roll a stealth check, or I'm sorry, roll a sleight of hand check with advantage. I'm sorry, roll a deception check with advantage. Because Strahd, he's playing now. All of his minions are just kind of like following him. They're just kind of like looking at what's going on in the situation here.
I'm gonna cast charm person on Strahd.
It doesn't work.
He's
He's undead. It won't work.
Yeah.
I'm going to
that's-
cast command on Strahd, which does work.
Does it work against undead? You want to cast a spell.
Yeah, it's verbal only. I say,
Oh.
drop the hairs. It's my verbal spell. It's only a verbal
Marcus, we're
component
a little
spell.
outnumbered right now.
It's a verbal spell.
Outnumbered
I think
and
it's a
overpowered.
charm spell still, so it doesn't work.
Can I
I
put
mean,
Marcus
if you're
to
gonna
sleep?
do it,
Well,
It
look,
works
read it up.
against anything.
I haven't read it up. I need Noni's help on that. I don't think it works against undead, but I could be
it
wrong.
doesn't say
What's
anything
it
about
called?
It's called command.
it. Command. It's
Let me
only a
Google it.
paladin spell. Well, I'm reading it, so join the party.
Command 5E.
You speak one word command, drop it to a creature.
To a
The
creature
target must
within
succeed
range
a wisdom
must
plate.
Amused by your feeble attempt, he will roll a saving throw.
The spell
I'm gonna
has
use
no
my
effect
fate
if the
point.
target is undead, if it doesn't understand your language, or if
wanna
your
use the fate
command is
point?
directly harmful to it. So it doesn't work if
Doesn't
it's
work
undead.
on him.
It doesn't work on undead,
It
right?
doesn't work on undead.
Oh, it does.
Mark it on your sheet.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
you've cast it. Sinros, he's looking at you. You cast it. What you rolled with advantage, 16. You approach him. Everything's kind of matching. Strahd, though, he's a very clever man. He doesn't want to be deceived. He rolls a 20 to counter your roll. He says, I'm gonna say he knows it's fake. He sees you walking up with it, and he just kind of he's looking at you just like, this is not working. What do you want to do? Sinros, you said you want to use your fate point?
Nah, I don't want to use it here. I don't know that it's worth it to use it here.
So let's move first of all, let's move. People are kind of gathering around Strahd a little bit. You know, we had to try to have someone grapple him a second ago, but Strahd's just amused. He doesn't really. Let's move Sinros kind of up next to him here. He says, this is an impressive attempt, but please, your real hair. This is for your own safety, my friend. He says to you in Gnomish. No one else understands unless you speak Gnomish. So Mallory's the only one who understands. Otherwise, it's just like gibberish going back and forth.
Fine. Sinros just will roll his eyes and take out 3 strands of hair, give it to him, and end it with a minor.
Before you
illusion
hand it
that-
to him, roll an Arcana check.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
As you're trying to recall maybe a book that you read of why even he's trying to do this.
Not now.
As you're holding the hair out, you think about it. Wizards, mages, and things like that, they can track you sometimes with much more ease if they have the hair. He takes the hair from you and puts it in his pocket. Says, "You will be safe now, my friend." And you can move your character if you want. He says, and he looks at the last person, which is Irina, dressed as a cult member. Now, describe exactly what you look like.
I am. Well, I can grow up to 1 more foot tall, so let's just say I'm 6'3", and I'm big, beefy. I look like a meathead.
You look like a man.
I'm bald. Yeah, I'm a dude. I am bald. I've got like how those cult members had. They had like loincloths or whatever. Like I am like big and beefy.
Step forward, child.
Wait.
Marcus, do you want to do anything? Noni, you're standing right next
Yeah, I'm
to him.
gonna try to grab for the hair again.
Well,
You're going to try to attack him?
No, I'm saying give the hair back or answer the question because we don't need protection.
You almost
Yet
died.
to answer. You have yet to answer the question.
You are going to kill us.
I'm not going to kill you.
Not you. I meant fucking Marcus.
So you don't. I turned
Irina?
around and I was like, you don't want him to answer the question?
Let's have Irina's character move up closer for
Yeah,
starters.
I am bald as a newborn baby.
If
so
you try to
I-
attack him again, Strahd looks at you angrily. He's like, do not be rude. Do you want to attack him?
I'm not attacking you. I'm asking you. We don't want your protection. Give the hair back.
Noni, what do you want to say?
I would like to, while he is doing that, search around the area for some sort of small bug.
You kind of step away. You're searching around. Make a perception roll because you're looking. Are you searching the ground with your hands? That's an investigation roll.
No, I'm just looking.
Okay.
So,
10.
that's
Bugs?
Yeah.
What type of bug you looking for?
I'm looking for something like a beetle.
You don't find anything this round. Let's move on. But there's creatures out there. You probably have to spend maybe a couple more rounds. Then we'll make another roll next round.
You said it was
Irina
a
steps forward.
check? That's
Mark-
actually a 12.
Marcus,
Sorry.
this is your now or never chance if you want to really
on.
do something.
Quick
I'm
question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Does it change if it's a 12?
Since Strahd is standing before you, there will be a counter roll. You don't find anything this round.
Okay.
It'll get easier every round, though, if we continue. Irina steps in front of him. He says, "Odd. What exactly are you?"
What am I? What do you mean?
Why don't we take a step back here so I can get a more truthful answer, as she's going to step into the zone of truth.
Oh God.
Step forward, child. And the women hiss a little bit.
Step into the zone of truth.
What are you
Strahd.
doing? Okay, drop your
Strahd.
model. Says, do
Right
not
here.
be
I'm
rude.
gonna go into the zone of truth.
Yes, what is it, child?
We just left the Durst house, which you yourself said were terrible people. Obviously, you know we need time. He bald.
He steps
He
to the
has no
side. He
hair.
says, please, child, step forward. He ignores you. He's like,
It's
can
out
we
of the zone of
please?
truth, right?
He's still in the zone of truth.
But it's Irina, if she steps forward.
She has to
I'm
step
not
forward into.
stepping forward,
He
yeah.
says, please, child. He holds out his hand. Come closer.
Now, if you go into the zone,
I-
you have to roll
Yeah,
against
you can
the
make a
will
save. You have to make a will save.
I look like a big bald guy, so I'm like, child, who the hell are you calling child?
For you are my children when you are here with me. Please, step forward.
What kind of a save will I have to make?
A will save, or a wisdom save, right?
I mean, I could do it. I could. Go. There we go. Let's do some wisdom.
Roll a wisdom save.
Yeah. Cross your fingers, guys. I am going to use a lucky point. I'm going to use a lucky point.
Roll it again as a nat 1 pops up. 7. Roll, click off another lucky point.
Wait, do you have your fate point?
She does.
I'm going to use my fate point.
Why are you rolling again the third time?
I thought you said to roll again.
No, you did already. You rolled a 2 and a 7.
Oh, I thought you meant like after I was like, okay.
This is a will save, so basically you answer truthfully now.
Yeah.
So you want to use a fate point?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna. Does it look like I have any other choice?
You have your inspiration token. Right there. Do you want to use it? I'll allow you to use it if you want to before you use your
Yeah,
fate
but
point.
what am I gonna have to beat though?
14. 14 or better.
14? I'm not gonna be able to reach it anyways, even if I did use an inspiration point. So
You can always just refuse. I was charmed and gave him my hair.
I mean,
Roll a wisdom save. Something is coming back to you, a memory of some kind.
wisdom save.
Just roll a d20. You pass it.
Of
So you
course I passed that.
you remember something. Your memory is coming back to you a little bit. You've seen him before. This figure, the devil. You're sitting there, looking back to him on Castle Ravenloft, looking over the edge into the clouds. You see him on the other side of the bridge, looking back at you. You've seen him before. How? When? You don't know.
I'm gonna cast Protection of Good and Evil on Irina.
Strahd is amused. He's like, whatever.
Has
Cool.
it been long enough for me to re-roll for
Yes.
bugs?
He can't charm you anymore.
Okay.
Amusing.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at Strahd and I'm gonna just kind of point at my bald ass head and I'm gonna go, well, I would give you a piece of hair, but
You find what?
I ain't got none.
Roll deception check. Now, Irina has a lot of ability to talk to like NPCs and score very high because it's charisma based. Strahd rolls a counter roll to see through the deception, but you don't know his modifier.
I'm gonna get 17
Nice.
anyways.
So let's start off with Noni first. Noni, you find a bug. What do you find? A beetle.
Mhm.
You're kind of like you're actually digging through the earth. Let's move your character a little bit over here. You dig through the earth. The mist is starting to like dissipate a little bit. Just a little bit more, just to like show you guys a little bit more here. Let me show
So-
this screen again.
He's putting all of our hairs in one pocket, right?
That's correct. It's into his spell pouch pocket. But you're not like a rogue or anything.
No, but I'm gonna send the beetle in to go eat our hair.
You want to send it? You want to command the beetle to go eat the hair? Is it a
In his
spell?
pocket.
You're going to try to communicate to the insect?
Well, yeah, I have telepathy with my
That's
my
right.
new
With all
crown.
creatures. That's correct.
I love it.
Don't even have to use my mouth to tell it what to do. I can speak with animals at will, and so.
That's right. So you
I
speak
will
to it
send
telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm a friend of the forest.
So you are. Where was your model at? It was over here. Where did it go? Somebody moved Noni's model. Where did it go? No, it's right here.
Moved
It's
it.
right here.
It's right there.
So we'll just say it's right there for now. It'll take you another round to command the beetle to do this action. So you found the beetle. Now you're talking to it. It'll take like another round for it to happen.
Okay.
He sees through your deception. He scored high on the roll. I rolled a 13 plus his thing, right? He says, he like reaches out to touch you. He sees through the illusion. He says, please, this is very clever, but drop your illusions.
Until you answer my question, we're not giving you anything that we don't want to willingly give you. You charmed me to give you my hair, and you won't get anyone else's.
Do not threaten the Lord of the Land.
I'm not. I'm telling you, we're not giving you anything that you don't deserve. And you literally charmed me to give you my hair.
He looks back at the bald man, says, please, drop it.
Strahd, don't you realize that it's just an illusion? There is no person there.
Strahd begins to cast a spell. Shall we roll initiative or shall the spell go off?
Oh.
I want to see what the
5,
spell is.
4, 3, 2, 1. The beetle is being sent out, just scurrying across. Unless you want to move closer, Noni, I'll allow you to move closer if you want to drop the beetle. Now, to actually drop the beetle, if the beetle has to like fly or whatever at him, I guess. But we'll just move your character there for now. He casts Dispel Magic on Irina.
Shit.
Irina's guise is now dropped.
Oh.
He says, and he gets closer to Irina. You're wearing your hood, right?
Yeah, I am wearing my
He
hood.
reaches out and touches your hood and peels it back.
Oh God, no.
Sinros, can Sinros use silent image in this case to overlay anything? That's really
You have to cast.
Stretching it.
You're casting something though. That's like he sees magic happening. Strahd is knowing that you guys have tried to deceive him like 4 or 5 times already, right?
Yeah, that's probably.
So
that's
it's going to be, especially like a cantrip or something like that against the vampire, lord. Probably. I mean, I will roll on it if you want to.
Let's.
That's what fate
try
points are for, friend.
spell here that probably won't work, but we're about out of options here, and I don't know what's going to
He's
happen.
pulling back Irina's hoodie.
I want to cast a second level fog cloud centered on us.
Then initiative will be rolled. Do you want to do that?
Oh my God.
Guys, I make a
Run.
mistake.
Oh
I
my
take-
God. Can
Yeah,
we
we
just
just
get
run.
out of here? Can we book it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So here, we have to roll initiative now.
Oh my
So
God.
Sinrose casts
Y'all
fog
are
cloud.
right up front.
So I'm just gonna,
Y'all.
this is what the fog cloud is going to look like.
I swear to God.
It's going to basically cause anybody in here
Nice.
mass, basically obscurement. As he's beginning to remove the hood, Sinros begins to cast the magic. But Strahd is very clever. He sees Sinros casting it. He hears it. And before we even roll initiative, he mutters the words.
Counterspell.
Counterspells you. Mark it off your sheet as a reaction.
Ruin my show.
Her hood comes off. He sees you casting something, so he's just like he's already dispelled a woman. He's looking for a woman. He sees you casting a spell. He counterspells you. This all makes sense, but it's a very good attempt. And counterspell is, I think, a 4th or 5th level spell. I can go to his spell sheet if you want me to. I can mark it on his spell sheet. He pulls it back. Strahd's eyes fill. His dark eyes fill with blood. He's like aroused or something. They fill with red. As his fingers are on you, on your shoulders now.
Okay.
And he reaches out. Sorry, go ahead, Sinros.
Can I use? Ah, shit, I didn't. I was gonna say, can I use a mage hand? Character back and forth.
What do you want to do with the mage hand?
It would just be
Can you
pulling
just
her
get closer
back.
to your microphone?
Oh, sorry, I'm leaning back.
You're good.
I was gonna say, can I use a mage hand to pull her back and forth as the sound for her?
He's gripped onto her now. I mean, it's a force. You're using a force of mage hand. We can do opposing strength rolls.
I also have mage hand. Can we do
I have a
double
pretty
mage
small
hand?
mage.
Can we
Well, I mean, you're starting to move
times
initiative and
hands?
stuff like that. I mean, he's looking right into your eyes now.
What?
And-
Irene, you were a girl this whole time? Wow, Strahd. Yeah, no. Oh.
Sorry, guys.
All right. Are you guys going to try to roll initiative here? The beetle, I guess, is flying through the air right now, trying to go to Strahd's pouch
I'm not trying to fight.
to get all the strands of hair that he has. We have to start
I
to
walk
roll.
up to Strahd and I say, "Hey, do you have any more of that wine?
What wine?
the wine you're drinking."
It's blood. That's
So-
blood.
First of all, are we going to have to roll initiative because you guys are
I'm
starting
not
to cast a
doing
lot of
anything.
spells?
I haven't casted any spells.
Oh, no.
He looks at Irina and he's like, he puts his hand on your chin and he says,
I put my hand on him. I was like, "Why are you
Nice.
doing this?"
What did he say?
and he says, he kind of is, he's enamored with Irina for some reason. He says, "Did they harm you, child? Did these strangers hurt you?"
No.
He looks over you. He sees that you're injured, right?
Are you?
Do you have
Am
any-
I?
I don't know. I have to look at your HP.
I don't know. I put it up.
You're not injured though, so he doesn't. He's asked you a question, and you're in the zone of truth.
No, I'm not hurt. These guys are good people.
He looks at you a little bit. He's just turning. Now his fingers are ice cold, and he has like sharp nails, like almost that. His ears are like almost like half-elf ears. His skin is pale, but his eyes suddenly turn red as he feels a sense of exhilaration. He's like, "Is it you?"
Strahd, don't do anything too weird, buddy.
Yes.
He
Hey,
looks
it
over
is
at
me.
Marcus. He says, "Be quiet."
Yes, it is. It is I.
Can I try to
Irina?
reach into his pocket to grab the
Make
hairs
a-
while he's...
You got to come up and make a sleight of hand check. I will. Your character's already in position. Now it's a sleight of
He's
hand.
distracted, right? Do I get advantage?
Yeah, I'm slapping him on the back. I was like, "Why are you doing
He
this?"
has
old friend?"
disadvantage, but I'm going to allow you to roll with disadvantage. All the vampires are looking at you guys now as you guys are all kind of getting around them, around their master. It's a disadvantage roll.
It is a disadvantage?
Yeah, you got to
Okay,
roll
well.
one more time.
I was doing something that likely wouldn't be noticed.
And I'm going to roll, well, I have to roll perception checks on everybody
Everybody.
to notice if you're taking the strands of hair. They all rolled kind of low.
All garbage.
Yeah.
I will roll for Strahd separately just to kind of keep it easy.
Is he at a disadvantage since he's so
He just
enamored?
rolls. He's very keen. You guys are all kind of surrounding him. I'm gonna say you rolled what, a 20? You have to roll. You grab a few. You're digging around. There's shit in his bag. You have to roll another die. I'm gonna allow you to swipe something.
Okay.
There's stuff in there. You don't know. You're grabbing into some mysterious bag or something like that.
Take
15.
his shit. take his shit.
I will allow you. We'll roll. So whose hair did he take exactly? You got Sinros's, Miss, Noni's, and Marcus's. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll a d6.
Me too.
Mallory.
And the fake hair. So we'll just roll a d6. The only one who's...
Watch her pull out her own hair.
Oh, let's go.
Nice.
Well, that just means you pulled out a 6 on... so Sinros's hair, you have it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to allow it. Since you've rolled so well, the vampire, though, sees this, and Barisha says... comes closer to you. As she sees you kind of doing something strange. If you try to do it again, something might happen. But I'll allow you to take Sinros's hair. Mark it on your sheet. He says, "What is your name, child?" As he's touching your chin. He's like completely enamored with you for some reason.
I'm gonna cast Protection of Good and Evil.
You already did.
A second time. No, because he dispelled, right?
No, he did not.
Oh, good.
He counterspelled Sinros's magic.
Oh, okay.
He says,
So
"What
So
is
he
your?"
doesn't know who I am?
He says, "What is your name, child?"
So... Wait, what? So he's asking...
You don't have to answer him. We can just walk away.
She's in the zone of truth still, isn't she?
She is in the zone of truth, so she has to answer
It's only
truthfully.
10 minutes. Probably
it
done.
seems you already know my name. That's what I'll say.
I dispel Zone of Truth.
The zone of truth has been dispelled. Strahd smirks a little bit at Marcus. Noni, what are you doing?
Has my beetle made it into his bag yet?
I know, all this distraction.
The vampires are noticing what's going on a little bit more as they've seen as Strahd has taken interest a little bit more. They're kind of being more closer. You guys are surrounding him. They don't feel that threatened or endangered, of course, but they're just worried. You have to roll a hit with your beetle. The beetle has to hit Strahd. Has to land. There's some residual. You can look at the trees. I put a little fan out. There's a little bit of movement in the trees.
Well, I would expect him to like land on the pouch and then walk in.
Yeah, roll a hit. Roll a d20 with the beetle. And now 0.
That's not even possible.
Says, "Child, tell me your real name."
My real name?
You didn't hit. The beetle hasn't landed on him yet.
Okay.
My real name? What do you mean? You already know my real name.
What is your name, child?
You tell me. Since you know oh so much.
He looks around.
Looks around, there's people like this.
He
close
makes an attack roll to swipe your hair.
Shoot Strahd!
Fine.
He swipes your hair.
Ah, how dare he?
Packs it in it. He's like, patience comes to those who wait. For we will meet again soon. But if these strangers do not help you, come look for me. He turns around and walks off with the vampires into the mist. What do you guys do? The beetle can't catch up to him.
Well, did it land on him at least? Because
I'll allow you one more roll.
Land.
Sure, I'll allow you one more roll.
Seeing as how we distracted him for like almost.
You guys are doing great.
Conversation.
You guys are doing great.
Doing great.
I will spend my fate point to reroll.
You sure?
Well, fate points a nat 20.
He
So he
yes.
just lands.
You want it to land on him?
Yeah. I want it to land. and I
Since you
want it to
used
go-
a fate point,
Yes.
do you want it to devour your hair? That's all
I
we'll be
want
able
it
to
to devour
devour.
all of the hair in there.
Do you want it to devour? I'll allow you to devour one person's hair before I do something, and you'll understand why. Do you want it to devour your hair?
Yeah.
No, have it do Irina's. Have it do Irina's.
Can
You have
Can
15
I-
seconds to decide.
can I, oh
Go ahead, Noni. What are you doing? Come on.
I want it to devour mine.
It devours your hair. Where did my models go? Did they disappear?
Yeah.
I think you maybe hit a button or something.
And I left it with instructions to devour as many as it could.
And as you see that, as they enter the final part of the mist, the vampires turn into mist themselves, and the beetle is just left flying in the air. And they swing off into the night. What do you guys do?
Well,
Mark it on your sheet, though, that it doesn't have the hair. I mean, obviously, I have to rewatch the video to figure out this, because there's a lot going on. What do you guys do? You guys look back. There's just a smoldering pile of ruins of the Death House. R.I.P. Death House. We hardly knew ye. As it's
Just
claimed, thousands of
Death House.
adventures like Noni's Necromancer and things like that. And it is finally dead and buried. And you guys are level 4 now.
This
Just remember, if
I
you're
saw
ever
this.
charmed, to just damage somebody, and then they're no longer charmed.
I didn't know.
What do you
No,
guys?
like,
What are you
have
guys
to,
doing?
You have to actually physically cause a hit
Um,
point loss.
Yeah, I thought I
Yeah.
did, but
No, you have
Slap
to
them
like hit,
upside
no,
the
you just
head,
have to
go
hit
like-
me and damage me, because we could just.
Can
Can I
It's just
can
because
I look at the rubble?
The mist begins to dissipate around you as the sun begins to come out. It's still a little bit of fog out there. You hear the night air and so forth. You're looking at some of the rubble. You kind of are just taking a general search of the area since you're not in combat and stuff now, and there's no enemies, quote unquote, nearby. The Durst house in the middle of the woods has been obliterated. Foul necromancy sealed it together, Esmeralda, and pulling the crown of Orion that Noni now possesses has destroyed whatever magic the Durst were using to hold it together and kept it haunted. With that powerful artifact now in Noni's hands, the Death House is permanently destroyed.
We still have the kids, right? Like their bones.
You do
Yeah, I was
have the
gonna
kids.
bury
bone.
him.
Can we bury them?
Do you want to
Let's
bury
make
him
a little
right here?
gravesite. Let's make a little gravesite.
You guys spend like another. I'm
I
gonna
was
say.
doing it right where my guy is. I've already
Sure.
moved him there.
Sure, you did burying it right outside of the Durst house. It takes another half hour. It's now 9:30.
I'm gonna make some little headstones, tombstones for him.
So Sinros isn't gonna help with the graves because he's small and can't do much anyways. Marcus is better built.
It takes a half hour, Sinros. You can identify some more items if you want.
That was my request.
It's a cloak of protection.
Give it to Irina.
I already have a cloak,
Oh, okay, fine.
I think. I mean,
Irina, you
unless
have
I
a-
could double cloak. If I could
Irina,
double
don't
cloak,
you
I
have a
will.
special cloak that like hides you?
Yeah, I have. Hold on, let me read it real quick. I have the Cloak of Many Fashions, which is a cloak that, with a bonus action, I could make it look like anything.
15-minute warning.
For gold pieces or the money, do we still want to split up everything? Is
Yeah,
that
it'd
what
be
you guys
easy.
want? Alright, so we each get 1 gold piece and 8 silver pieces, and then Noni, for our team fund, you get 4 gold pieces and 4 silver pieces.
4 silver?
How much gold? I'm sorry.
1 gold and 8 silver, and then for Noni, it's another 4 gold and 4 silver.
Cool.
Okay.
Money.
They don't have Sinros, Esmeralda, or Noni's hair. These are the only 3 people that they don't have. Sorry, Mallory. They have ours.
Yeah, no, I
And
really wanted to
Marcus.
shoot it. I really wanted to shoot him. I was this close to shooting him. When I at the same time I was like, oh, don't shoot it, don't shoot it, shoot it, don't shoot it, shoot it,
On,
don't shoot it.
on investigating the area a little bit, you guys are spending some time around here. There was a lot of bones out here, too. There was like a lot of dead bodies of adventurers that lived near that must have died near the house. The Durst maybe buried people out here. You don't know what could have happened, but something else could have happened, perhaps.
So what's the new cloak?
Cloak of protection.
Protection.
I think it's just a
Protection.
plus
Alright,
one.
so who's getting it?
probably be Marcus as one of the frontline fighters.
Yeah.
I can if no one else wants it. That's not really
Oh.
something I'm looking for.
I'll take a cloak of protection.
Sure.
Now, Sinros, you picked up a
buddies.
bunch of magic item. You know, you picked up that magic tomb as well. So, with the spell book, so you can copy spells over. So that goes the same with Irina. You guys can copy spells over into your own personal spell books, but it costs
Right.
money and ink.
I need to wait till we do like a long rest.
Yeah, once we find someplace, we have a bunch of stuff we can sell too.
Now, to be honest, Esmeralda's looking around. You guys are in the middle of frickin' woods.
We need to find a town.
Where did they just come from?
Great
Should we
question.
walk
Look like
That
the mist.
way.
Yeah, should we walk just like that way, or what do you guys
Yeah,
think?
that and up the road, right? Just keep going
Yeah,
north.
Yeah,
yeah.
I would say.
You guys, here's where we are on the map up top here. Way up top, on the end of the table past Irina's position.
I don't know if I can see
You
it.
guys were heading east
Where?
before you kind of deviated and went right off the path, you know, to the house.
Oh, I see. It's a tiny.
Noni, how's it feel to be doing some new content?
Good. Feels
Is that
good.
it? Oh, here.
Okay, what else was I able to identify? We had some potions and
You identify the potions, they're healing potions.
you'll have to remind us
All those are healing
somebody
potions.
what stuff we got because I can't remember. all
Sure,
of
I'll
it.
copy paste it later. I don't really want to bog you guys down with items and equipment. Do you guys want to head east back on the road? Is it's beginning to
Yeah.
show daylight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how far you guys would get. That was a little kind of role play moment. Anybody who doesn't have inspiration gets an inspiration token.
Including
What does
me.
that do again?
Yeah,
Yay.
of course. To help you guys
A
out.
reroll?
It just allows
Yeah,
you to
to reroll.
reroll. Yeah.
I'm inspired.
Just gonna give you guys a DM token here.
Be inspired again.
We all have big brain right now.
Noni, thanks for that bear rug. It really helped me out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know. I can't predict everything you guys are gonna do and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
If you hadn't done the bear rug thing, Sinrose was going to try and take some of Peanut's tail fur up under his hat. I don't know how that would be familiar, but it seemed like a good idea.
You guys are just traveling east on the road.
Yeah.
It's getting brighter out. It's still like, you know, it's like you guys travel like after searching, burying the children. Before we take off, Marcus says the last rites for the children. The two ghosts of the children look back in approval and dissipate. Congratulations. The children are now at rest.
Yes.
Finally, after being trapped in the death house for centuries.
Dang.
Starved to death by the Durst.
Starved to death?
They were starved to death by the Durst
Oh my
from neglect.
god.
You guys are traveling east, and you see it up ahead. A caravan of Vistani.
Eh?
They're playing music. They're already out in the morning, celebrating. You guys approach them?
Sure.
Seems like everyone
I'm
in
a
this
curious
land has been
person.
friendly.
It's my people.
One friendly family tried to kill us, and another one tried to steal all of our hairs by force.
Now I'm building out this map,
But he didn't kill me.
and you guys are all exhausted. You know, most of you guys have exhaustion stacks. You guys are all approaching it, and you guys are just came out of
Wow.
the death house, being dissolved slowly from acid damage. You know, as the giant mimic was eating your flesh off your bones.
Yeah.
And I put out a map here of kind of what it looks like. Obviously, we don't need to put your models out. And one of the Vistani comes up to Esmeralda. Esmeralda has like a small patch on her arm or something. It still kind of represents she's an outsider. I think the proper term is Gregoria. I will link you an article later of the Vistani, which has a lot more lore and history tied around it for everybody to see. As you guys are traveling on the road for all these days and things like that, you begin to learn more about each other, the land and the history, and you can read about it all some more. They come up, one of the Vistani comes up to Esmeralda, says, "Oh my god, you look like shite."
Yeah, no joke. How are you guys?
He does a little hand sign to you. Meaning, are your friends okay? Can we,
I signal back. We're
can we
doing
trust them?
trust absolutely. Need protection for right now. Possible long rest.
Do you want some wine?
Oh, absolutely.
Sinros, you understand this too. You understand the secret hand language of the Vistani. But everybody else is just watching Sinros, Esmeralda and this guy do some sign language. Says, "Do you want some wine?"
Yes, absolutely.
He says, then I will not just tell your friends. Let's just speak frankly then. He hands you a bottle of wine. He says, drink up, rest.
Cheers.
What do you guys do?
Yeah.
They have like just some horses stabled, you know, just kind of relaxing. It appears to be like a crossroads of some kind. You guys look up, there's a town, you know, up ahead, up here. You guys want to ask these Vistanis any question or anything like that? As they're walking through?
I don't think we.
They're
You
kind of
guys
having
wanna-
a celebration. And they says, and she said, the guy says to you, feel free to rest here if you want.
Oh, what's happening? Anything exciting?
We're traveling east to Zar Falls. Madame Eva wants to go that way. She's
Oh,
getting
how
too
is
old
she?
and resting. Roll an insight check. There's some singing. The Vistani are like kind of like a happy people. They're kind of relaxing. They're the traders. You don't know. I mean, you don't know who this person is. Are you guys kind of plopping down here and resting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some
Do not take away our hospitality. You look like shite. Sit around the campfire. We'll tell stories together.
Oh, I like stories. I really like stories.
You guys all sit around the campfire.
stories.
They're like handing you some food and things like that, and you know, just to make sure you guys are okay. They're like, God, where have you come from?
Oh, what was the name of our city?
Marcus, where did we
Farmbrook.
come from? Yes.
Oh, Stormbrook, I see.
We
Noni,
must be the
you're-
first
you're
adventurers
still
you've
in your
seen
wolf
for a
form.
long time. We just got away from a house that murdered hundreds of people.
Yeah, those crazy children, we don't fall for that shit.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
Yeah, what idiot would fall for that? My God.
Thankfully, they're now put to rest.
You've done some good then. He looks over at the direwolf, kind of pets it a little bit. He's like, ah. So,
do you guys-
welcome to Barovia, I guess.
Hey. Do you guys want to keep anything we found? I'll just sell it here.
You have something to trade?
Possibly. Hold on. Do you guys want anything? I got a nice ivory hairbrush.
Now we can they'll trade with you later, but just for brevity's sake, we know we can do
Okay.
that offline if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, this is your
Yeah,
chance
I'll
to
do that
end
offline.
game, ask questions, you know, get in the mood a little bit. You guys are in Barovia. You guys feel safe though, like these people have kind of taken you in and shown you some hospitality. You guys are around a campfire. They look over at Noni. What stories do you have to say?
I'd like to know stories about the Count von Strahd.
Strahd, the devil?
Yes, anything that you have about him would be very helpful.
There's a curse upon this land. That's for sure. You look around, it's just a fucking miserable shithole.
There's an
And
actual
that's
curse.
true anywhere. What makes this place special?
Well, it's a place we all get rich, that's for sure. And the Santi all like cheers each other. She says, we're the only ones who can get in and out of this shithole.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you all are trapped.
Tell us more.
There is no escape. You go to the mist, you'll die.
Well, how do you traverse the mist?
Strahd has blessed us people. We can travel freely to and from.
What does he get in exchange?
I don't know the whole story. You'd have to talk to Madame Eva. He points to a tent down the way. A larger tent. If you want me to do it, I'll mark it on the map here.
I think we should probably go speak to Madame Eva then.
Yeah, let's go.
Is she
Love
like
to-
an elder or a fortune teller or?
Esmeralda, you know about them a little bit.
Yeah.
Same with Sinros. A part of
So-
like the Vistani culture is fortune telling. So they believe in the god of Rima, the god of fates. This is where you get your fate points from.
Let's go pay our respects for her allowing us to have some free wine.
Any more questions though before you go? She can be kind of a strange one. They're all
That's
kind of
okay.
like just
Can you get your
celebrating.
trading?
Strange how?
She's just an old woman. Be careful. She might tell you your fortune, and once you know your fortune, you might not want to know your fortune, if you get what I'm saying there, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to know their own future until they know it.
What kind of a curse is on the land?
God. Well, for us, it's a blessing. We make a killing. We're the only ones allowed in and out of here. But for all of you, well, enjoy the view, is all I can say.
In and out of where? Like this town? 100 yards?
Barovia!
Oh, so you can leave Barovia and come back to Barovia.
That's right.
But you're saying that we cannot leave Barovia now?
No, you are trapped.
What traps us?
Awesome.
Oh,
It must be something. I don't know. It's the mist prevent you all from traveling outside. If you try to travel through that mist, you will die. Sorry, girl. What? He looks over at the half-halfling. How may I help you? He's like, drink up.
oh, of course. And then just chug whatever wine it is.
If we travel with you, will the mist then not bless you?
Well, he looks over at Esmeralda. He's like, just be careful. Don't try.
No, I'm saying if you went with us, or we had people from Barovia, would the
Marcus.
mist still be with us?
When
Yeah.
we walked in here, I was unaffected by the mist, while you all were. Therefore, the Vistani can walk in and out of the mist, while you would be affected and unable to leave if you tried to come with us.
Unless we left the mist outright.
I'm gonna go see the fortune teller.
Something tells me the mist just surrounds this place, based on what he's saying. I don't think there's going around the mist.
There is no escape.
Also, Mallory, are you old enough to drink? Give me back.
I'm 30 years old, okay? Give it back.
I don't
You
drink.
whip.
Look, with halfling genetics, it's weird. My grandpa's a halfling, so my dad got short and the lucky. I got none of it. I just got the short and the kind of childish face. But I'm 30 years old. I'll constantly have like existential crisis because for halflings I'm like still a kid. For adults I'm a foot in the grave. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you just give me the wine?
It's
Please?
okay, Mallory, and I'll hand Mallory some wine. The
Thank
Santi
you.
wine is the best wine.
Yes, it's very good. It's
You are
very...
corrupting a child.
We all need a little bit of corruption, don't we?
At least you're not killers. Sometimes the killers come to the lands trying to kill things and God knows what. Well, good luck with your fortune. And he walks off.
Alrighty.
Sorry, what kind of killers? This feels important.
Crazy adventurers, look yourselves, looking for fame and glory. Their stories are weak. They just mow through and try to kill everything they see.
Oh yeah, the murder hobos where I am from.
The murder hobos.
They don't seem like adventurers at all. They seem like serial killers.
Good luck with
Says
your
the
fortune.
people.
I must go talk to my wife.
Bye.
And he says,
Moa.
I'll go find the fortune teller.
you guys walk into the fortune teller's tent. 1 second.
Fortune teller 10.
So,
I'm so
Time
excited.
to
I want my
role
fortune
play.
read.
A little
I
bit.
want my fortune told.
We have enough time for the
No,
fortune?
I'm just going to put on the thing. 1 second.
We will
Just
end
gonna
out
look at it.
using this when they do that. It's fine.
Look at a little peek.
I really like fortunes. I think they're kind of silly, even though sometimes they're not true. Like there was this one lady in Gen. We used to go see her, give her like a copper piece, and she would like read her hands. And like she said once, I would get married 3 times, even though I never kissed a man in my life. So yeah, I don't know if that's good or not.
You can make a lot of money off fortune telling. You don't have to be right. You just have to be convincing.
I just think it's
And be
silly.
vague. That's really the key to it.
Really
I believe
big.
in fortune telling.
I
We're almost
believe
done.
you will see a ball. A minor illusion of ball.
You would be very good for those, Sinrose.
Who walks in first?
I'll walk in first.
Okay, in second.
Esmeralda walks
Okay.
in, and Madame Eva's in there. She's an older woman, very old, has a shroud over her head, and she says, as you walk in, she puts down a bone on the table, one of these black bones, and she says, "It took you long enough, child. Esmeralda, come in."
She knows your name.
Who comes in next after her?
Me.
Mist, take a seat at the table.
Love fortune tellers.
And she calls out everyone. She's like, Irina, come forward. Mallory, Noni, Marcus, Sinros. You come to have the fates
she's
tell your
coming.
fortune. And that's where we will end our game.
No.
I know, I don't want to stop either, but the fight took too long. So we'll start off our game with the fortune card, the card reading. I have it all ready to go, but
I'm
it's
so
okay.
excited.
We'll stop because we don't want to push it. You know what I mean?